Wait, wait, this is bad. Hi, hello. Um, I'm not moving because nothing is working tonight, as always. Isn't that nice? Um, hi, welcome to the stream. I put on thinking, oh, I have enough time to fix this. Hi. Wow. Uh, yeah, very professional streaming right here. Just a second. Hi. Hi, welcome to the stream. I'm so sorry. Tonight is not working the way I wanted to. There we go. Okay. Okay. Hello. Here we go. What? Yeah. Thank you so much for the raid. There I am. My pronouns are still they, them, and not she, her, but you're... Okay. Oh my god. I thought, okay, fine. Let's put the stream on. I have 5 minutes. I can make this work. It turns out I could not make this work in 5 minutes. But that's okay. That is okay. It's okay. Alrighty, game is here. Everything is here. Everything is go. We are playing Fatal 12 tonight, which for some reason doesn't have sound. Maybe not everything is fine. Maybe next time I should give myself more than 5 minutes to prepare everything. Ha ha. Why is there no sound for this game? There we go. Never seen this game. Then you're in for a treat, because so far it is a very nice game. It is a visual novel. You finished Strikers! Nice! Just now? Did you... Why am I glitching? Hold on. Oh, wait. Just now, nice. Yeah, but yeah, it was enough for another stream, right? Oh my god, I'm so sorry, yeah. Excuse me, I will start speaking in Uwu voice right now. For the next 2 minutes. I'm so sorry. I didn't really realize. It was exactly enough. Nice. I'm glad. Alrighty. We are once again without my glasses because I'm a dumbass and didn't fix this since last Sunday, and I just... yeah. I didn't really get up from dinner as early as I wanted to, so... Very professional streaming is going to commence right now. I just need to find something real quick. One pet. Thank you! Oh my god. Okay. Last time we stopped not actually at a cliffhanger, because I wanted to know what happens as well. So we are going into the 3rd week. Streams without some scuff unreal to me. I mean, some scuff, alright, but I should have just done this before dinner. I thought I'd have enough time after dinner, but then for some reason I was like, it's fine. This is what I get for not fixing it. Oh. No, that's not where I want to go. This is where I want to go. Alrighty. Since apparently my phone doesn't like to be my tracking device anymore, I guess we'll have to use this. Same as last time. Which means I'm going to woo woo a bit more for some reason. But I hope that is alright. So let's get into it. And this is because if Do you use VTube Studio? Yes, I do. And for some reason, since last stream on Sunday, my phone won't connect to my computer anymore. Which is very unfortunate. And I forgot. I forgot that that was a thing that happened. Until today. It's like, okay, let's stream. Hopefully it'll work again. It did not. Maybe I'll just have to reinstall it, but it's such a pain. Because of all the things in there. Alrighty. Are you all ready for me to trip over words again? Because I sure am. I love tripping over words. I wake up feeling refreshed. I must have gotten a good night's sleep for the first time in a while. Keiko has been eliminated, but I don't feel sad about it, just empty. My eyes wander over to my table. Both the letter I received from Keiko and the one I had written are both there. However, when I get up and take a closer look at Keiko's letter, its contents have vanished. Her actions during Divine Selection, as well as their effects, have been erased. I next check my transcription of her letter and confirm that it remains intact. This proves that those eliminated will be remembered by other participants, but their actions at large will be undone. However, the letter she gave me still being here proves that much. Had I been eliminated, chances are that my letter wouldn't have disappeared either, just what I had written on it. In other words, that goddess can't rewrite the world's events completely. That might explain why Naomi has a faint recollection of an event that is supposed to have been undone. Speaking of Naomi, I'm curious to learn how much she remembers about Keiko. I can't bring myself to ask her though. I'd rather she remain as uninvolved as possible. I think we're going to involve both of them quite a lot. I end up shouting their names without... Yeah. Shouting? Same as... What's his name? Dumbledore in that one Harry Potter scene, like... Harry, what are you doing? He asks calmly, but in the movie it's like, Harry! This is just the other way around. Shouting. But you just said their names really... in a really small voice. I can't help myself considering the circumstances. I grit my teeth and rush to get ready for school. What's this? Another two-second school scene. Oh. I come across Naomi right as I arrive at the school gate. It's a bit awkward seeing her now after what happened last week. Regardless, I try to act as I usually would and say good morning to her. It is weird to see her without her glasses. Also, I'm wondering how much she can actually see without them. Both of you missing your glasses. Yes, this was all planned. This is because Naomi doesn't have her glasses, so I don't have mine either. I noticed a remarkable difference she's made between Saturday and now. She seems to have changed her hairstyle as well. Ah, damn it. No! Why did you have to say that? My plan foiled. After the exchange, we both make our way into the building separately. I can tell she's tiptoeing around what happened last week. Something else is on my mind all throughout the day at school. Has Keiko's son been born following her elimination? That's why I make my way to the hospital, figuring they will at least tell me that much. As it turns out, he has indeed been born, but at the same time they inform me that Keiko passed away 3 weeks ago. With that knowledge gained, I take a seat in the lounge to collect myself. It's not easy to deal with learning that someone's died. Especially if we had just met her yesterday. Ah! Ow, my neck. When I sit down, a man wearing a suit and carrying a baby passes by. He must have just gotten it examined. Turns out it's Keiko's husband. I've never spoken to him before, but I summoned the courage to do so now. It's gotta be really awkward. Like, your wife died 3 weeks ago and then some kind of high school girl just comes up to you and you're just like, hey, I have this letter from your wife. Your wife never mentioned me? Oh, well. I don't want to keep him for too long, so the conversation only lasts around 5 minutes. His mother lives close by, he claims, so she's currently taking care of the baby. He left work early today since it needed an examination though. He said he wants to do as much for the baby as he can. I was worried considering what Keiko had said about her mother-in-law wanting to give the baby a more trendy name, but she actually sounds like a nice lady. The baby's name, however, really takes me by surprise. Kamabuchi Haruki. Through some miracle, he's ended up being given the name that Keiko wanted him to have. Keiko must have told her husband about the reason behind her naming choice while she was still alive. The K in Keiko represents a type of olive plant in China as well as Japan's katsura trees. Her name is in reference to how pleasant smells are associated with sincerity. Not only that, but also because her parents wanted her to be as healthy and sturdy as a katsura tree. Having remembered that after Keiko's death, her husband told his mother that he wanted to decide on the baby's name himself. He wanted to give the child a name linked to trees, like his mother, but couldn't think of anything appropriate. Because he wanted his son to be straightforward and earnest, he decided to use a kanji for 3 and then added Haru at the beginning since the child was born in spring, thus Haruki. Aww. I think back to what Keiko had written in her letter. That's nice. A nice reason for a name. I make my way back to Lion House once our conversation ends. I can't sit and twiddle my thumbs anymore. From here on out, I need to act with dignity. Ooh. Three days have now passed since Keiko's elimination. In terms of information, I'm at a bit of a standstill. I plan on doing more research on Alan, but finding the time has proven difficult, considering I can't just close the store. Time isn't the only issue either. There's also the fact that I just plain suck at doing proper research. I'm aware that I can't let things go on like this. I decide to close the store and head to the library for a bit today. I can look for business reports and interviews that involve him, maybe. I have to force myself not to consider how much easier it would be if Naomi were with me. Well, that's your own fault though. You told her to stop helping. After closing up the store and before going to the library, I come across an unexpected scenario. A lone girl is lying on a pavement. Looks like she's passed out. Ah, I know you. Are you the next one who's trying to kill me, or are you the next one whose dreams we are going to take on? I tap on her shoulder and call out to her with concern in my voice. She reacted to my voice, so I know she's conscious at least. At first I thought I'd have to call an ambulance, but it looks like there's no need. After a while she turns to look at me. I feel myself turn pale as her face is revealed by the sunlight. I've seen her 3 times, not just anywhere, but in the dream world, at the Court of Fate. This is numeral 10. If that's the case, that this is bad, it would mean I've spent too much time on things other than divine selection. I was so caught up in investigating Alan that I forgot about all the other participants. Your name is what? Sofia Prisnitz Alexeyevna. Okay. She doesn't even stand up to introduce herself. You're right, like, in the head. Excuse me. I insult her almost out of instinct. But can you blame me? No participant should just introduce themselves like that. How old are you? 10? I say nothing, so she keeps on going. Wow, you speak in KO. She asks for a meal in a very stilted manner of speaking. Based on her blonde hair and blue eyes, I presume she's from Russia or somewhere else in Northern Europe. Yes, because every Northern European has blue eyes and blonde hair. She shouldn't be able to understand or speak Japanese without the aid of her card book either. However, unlike Ellen, there are noticeable flaws in her language fluency. I don't even have my book on me right now, which must mean... What is it with his god? Oh my god. She shuts her mouth after dropping a bombshell as if her battery has run out of juice. Aw, she's cute. Who's the sassy lost? I do feel sorry for her, so I end up taking her to a nearby family restaurant. There's plenty to eat at Lion House, but letting another participant in probably isn't the smartest course of action. Thus I brought her here instead. I'm shocked to learn that she seems to have told the truth about her name. I checked my book before leaving, and lo and behold, I had obtained a new card. She hasn't uttered a single word after a food-related shutdown, so I order her some spaghetti bolognese and Salisbury steak. Those seem like safe bets for someone her age. When the food does arrive, Sonia's body shoots up straight as an arrow. Robert Dub, thanks for the Her eyes are nice though. I like the way they're drawn. She ignores my reaction and proceeds to dig in. I figure she'd go hog wild, but nope. She takes the time to wrap the pasta around her fork. She even uses a knife and fork to cut the Salisbury steak. She even finishes off all the corn that comes on the side without issue. What's more, she eats all the pasta without splashing any sauce. Hard to believe that someone who just collapsed from hunger could be such a dainty eater. Japanese food when you just ate pasta and a steak. But you can still feel the pain, so I think you would also feel the pain when your body doesn't have energy from starving. I wonder what would have happened if I ignored her. No point in thinking about it, I guess. Chances are someone else would have done the same thing I did. The big city might be somewhat heartless, but I doubt people would be willing to ignore a child who had collapsed on the street. Yeah, I don't know why. Like, I am definitely moving both of my eyes at the same time. Maybe it's because of the bad light source I have in my room. Why would you tell me your name? You are going to die. Oh, looks like she can use some more difficult words after all. I brought my book along and her bag looks like it can fit her, so right now we should both have them with us. Despite that, her still disputes remain. She really must be speaking Japanese all on her own. If she was speaking Russian, then the book would translate it into fluent Japanese for me. Sure. I'm about to say no and that she's had enough, but then she unleashes the sad puppy dog eyes on me. I'm not even doing anything with my eye, excuse me. I heave a sigh after checking my purse. I wish I knew why I'm being this kind to another participant. Because you can't help it! You're kind to everyone, even though you keep saying, oh no, I'm not kind. She struggles to contain her excitement at the menu
ソ
options.
ーニャはファミレスというところに初めて来たであります。
であ
いろいろ目移りしてしまって選べないでありますよ。洋食も和食も中華もどれもあるなんて。
Why does a random Japanese family restaurant have borscht?
東の地で食す母国料理がどんな味か興味も湧いてきたであります。
時々変な言葉になるよね。で、ボルシチが母国料理ってことは、ソーニャはロシアの出身ってこと？
はい、ボルシチは正確にはウクライナ料理でありますが、ロシアでも一般的な料理であります。
We know two things about Russia, so we have to put it all in this one
でもさ、
character.
ロシアにもファミレスはあるんじゃないの？だったらそこまで珍しがらないでも。
ソーニャ、家にいることがほとんどでしたから。あ、決めました。ネギトロ丼と親子丼とカツ丼にします。
Oh.
あ、ボルシチ頼まないんだ。っていうか、全部丼物でいいの？お米の量がすごいことになる
Price
よ。
is good though.
いや、そもそも3つも追加注文するのちょっとって言ったよね。
ダメでありますか？
I'm not sure we have that much money. She tilts her head and rubs her stomach.
頼んだんだからちゃんと食べきってね。
Sonia watches with starry eyes as I press the buzzer that summons one of the waitstaff. Guess she's never seen that either. I can't help but sigh in disbelief at how big of a pushover I am while she happily eats her bowls of food. I really am an easy target, aren't I? I could all be part of her plan too. She used the fact that she's a kid to lure me into a false sense of security, and then takes advantage of it to get all sorts of info out of me. Granted, I don't get that impression from her whatsoever, especially when she's the one who's revealed her own information to me. I sigh again, this time in regards to how confusing this whole situation is. My head hurts.
ふふ
Mood.
お腹いっぱいであります。ごちそうさまでしたであります。
She's cleaned out all 3 bowls without skipping a beat.
お箸使えるんだ。
ソーニャは日本が大好きであります
She
か
was
ら。
probably a sickly child
言葉も文化も
if she said that she wasn't able to go out much.
日本は侍と魔法少女の国であることはバッチリ勉強してきたであります。
Close but no
ぜひ一
dice.
度会ってみたいものであります。ところでそこのお嬢様、
そこのお嬢様。
お嬢様っていうのは違うかな。名前を教えるわけにもいかないし、お姉さんの方がいいかな。
では改めましてお姉様、
お
お願
姉
いが
様。
あります。
I decide not to bother pointing out that I told her to just use this.
この流れだとデザート？もういいよ。その代
Small
わり
no.
デザート食べたらちゃんと話してね。これは約束。
ありがとうございます。約束、ソーニャ、約束したでありました。あ、そのボタンはソーニャに押させてくだ
How
さ
long
い。
until this all turns into some kind of weird psychological horror thingy with the girl? She ends up getting both a parfait and a cake for dessert. How can she fit all that into her tiny body? Watching her eat makes me want to get something for myself, so I order a small parfait.
ごちそうさまでした。
Only have a cute world sometimes. I had no sadness. Aha. Aha. She gives me a thorough review of her dessert after obliterating it. I'm amazed she finishes both of hers before I do mine, even if I am taking it slow.
もういいでしょ。
I make it obvious that it's time for her to talk. She may be a kid, but this is still a negotiation. I give her food in exchange for her telling me what's going on, why she was collapsed outside Lion House, or why she revealed her name so readily.
わかりました。ソーニャはソフィア・プリズネツィ・アレクセイブナと申すものであります。長いのでソーニャと呼んでください。
Yes, we know that
い
already.
や、それさっき聞いたから。
お姉様は面白いであります。
からかってる？
声も怖いであります。
もってことは他に何が怖いの？
Your looks, probably.
顔でありますね。初めてお会いした時から
Poor Inka.
怖い方だなぁと思っていましたであります。
What is the problem with this eye? I don't get it. So she says with a bright and beaming smile. In all honesty, I'm aware that I can look pretty scary at times, but being told that to my face kind of hurts.
で、話をそらさないで。
すみません。お姉様はいい人だったので、もう少しお話をしたかったんでありますけれど、ご迷惑でしたね。心配しなくて大丈夫であります。
Okay!
次の脱落者はソーニャでありますから。
Why would you say that? She keeps a smile, but something about her looks sad when she says that. It takes me a moment to process her words despite the obvious meaning behind them. I'm not sure how the situation has come about. We're in the middle of the big city, so naturally the place is crowded. There are plenty of customers waiting to be seated. In other words, the staff kindly asks us to leave after a while. Even though we are in the middle of a conversation, I still haven't fully digested what she means either. That's why... Of course we take her home. Ow! Of course I hit my leg. I'm not taking Sonia with me back to Lion House. It's the only place I can think of where we're able to sit down and talk. Sonia looks like a middle school student at best, so I doubt much harm can come from this. There's also the fact that the police might have stopped us somewhere. Hard to avoid suspicion when a girl in her high school uniform is walking around with a foreign child at night.
なんでそんな言葉知ってんの？で、レテ、あんた来てたんだね。
Isn't the cat the guy who told us about the Court of Fate and everything? Like, I don't trust this cat not being some kind of mystical being. Feels like I haven't seen Letha in a while, actually. I know it's been fine, since it still made sure to eat the food I'd leave out for it.
日本の猫さんも可愛いであります。ほらパサジール、猫さんでありますよ。
Who? Aww. Oh, that is adorable. Passagier is in reference to Sonia's stuffed animal. It's one of those small plushies you find in toy stores. They fit nicely into your hand. This one's a bear, so it might be appropriate to call it a teddy bear. Sonia's poking and prodding Letha with it. It'd scratch me up if I tried to do the same, considering its personality, but right now it's sitting back and taking it despite its obvious displeasure. I wonder if it realizes it's dealing with a child.
仕方ない。今日はミルクも用意してあげ
Yeah,
るよ。
cats are most of the time really nice to children, even if the children are annoying
お願い
them.
するであります。
はいはい。ちょっと待っててね。
At least I can go about things at my leisure since we're in my house. I place Sonia's chair on the table and leave this bowl underneath. When she sits down, I take the seat across from her. Letha wastes no time in diving into the milk once finally free of Sonia's grasp. I guess I really didn't enjoy that experience.
さっきの続きでありますね。
She places both her hands on a glass and takes a sip. You can tell she was raised to be a proper lady based excuse me, based on how she handles things like that. I thought the same back at the family restaurant. I know this is a means to urge her to continue. She almost seems like a different person compared to how she was messing around with Lethe.
言葉通りの意味でありました。ですが、お姉様はソーニャのことを信じてくれたでありますね。ちゃんと話してあります。ソーニャのこと。でも聞かせてほしいであります。どうしてソーニャを信じてくれたですか？
自分の名前を教えたり、次の脱落者だって宣言したりするメリット、あなたにはないでしょう。それに私の情報を探りたいって感じでもなかった。
Also, 3 days of this week already passed without us actually seeing them, so I think this week may be over quite fast, unlike all the others. It's not like I trusted her out of instinct, and certainly not because she's a kid. That's why I took a detour on our way back here. There could have been someone following us on the off chance that she's cooperating with other participants, so I want to make sure of that first.
だからね、あなたには悪いけど、あなたのことを信じたわけじゃないんだ。
I only trusted myself.
お姉様は顔に似合わず優しいでありますね。
Thank you, Duolingo!
一言余計なんだけど。
One day I will not forget to do my Duolingo before stream. One day. Just as we are about to get into the thick of it, Lethe meows and lies down underneath the table. I assume it feels satisfied after having its milk. Duolingo wants to be friends. Duolingo with a gun to my head. Hey, you haven't done your Japanese lesson today yet. Sonia watches it curl up with a smile on her face.
ソーニャの家も猫を飼っていたであります。
Now, see, she was a
ソーニ
sickly
ャは病
child.
気でほとんど家を出ることがなかったでありますから。猫と本とインターネットと、そして
Why would you include a
朝シー
sickly
ルが友
child
達でした。
in this game when the end goal is to reverse the death? Like like imagine she wins, like, or imagine if she won, then in the end she would probably still die sometime after because it would still be sick. Because this game is not a haha, you get to choose a wish. And of course Parser doesn't care, or Parker, whatever, but like I'd understand more if this game was like, hey, you win, you get a wish, you can wish for anything you want in your fucking life. But no, this one is just, you can reverse your death. And like, a sickly child. That sounds horrible when I say it like this, but like, the sickly child would die at some point anyway. So, all of the participants would just be dead. Just die again for some kind of entertainment value, and then the sickly child wins, and then it's just going to die sometime later, which is still sad.
ソーニャの死因はもう分かったでありますね。病気です。もっと詳しく知りたければ教えますが、
Aww.
必要ですか？
Wait, whose card did we have? Where are the cards? We have her name. Whose death did we have? 8. Ah. Okay.
うん。今はあなたの話を続けて。
While not enough to create a new card, I still opt to listen to her life story instead. The fact that she's telling me this means she's fine with revealing her cause of death. She really is convinced that she'll be the next person eliminated, but why?
女神の選定によってソーニャは一時的に生きることができています。お姉
Maybe
様
someone
と
else
同じよう
already
に
has all her cards?
ソーニャはパパとママに選定のことを話しました。
Oops.
1 ですが、ソーニャの病気は選定の最後の一人になっても治るものではないと思います。つまり
That's a grim outlook.
12週間寿命が延びても
選定が終わっても病気は完治するわけじゃないってこと。
I mean, it's the exact same thing I just said, but it's really sad that a child
そう
would
いうこと
already
だと
arrive
思う
at
で
that
あります。
conclusion that their life is just going to end soon anyway.
だからソーニャは負けてもいいと思ったであります。代わりに許された時間だけでも外の世界を見たかったであります。家の中から世界を見てソーニャは日本に憧れていたであります。日本の文化、忍者侍ではない現実の日本に触れてみたかったであります。カードブックを手にした時少しワクワクしてしまったであります。ソーニャの大好きな日本のアニメでは魔法少女はこのようなカードとカードブックを使って変身して戦っていました。
Yeah, we know exactly what anime that is.
ソーニャの未練は世界を見ることであります。それを叶えたかった。
What's triggering my own book lighting up, creating a new card? Sonia smiles when she sees that happen, but unlike her smile in a family restaurant, there's an echo of sadness within it. Her childlike innocence clashes heavily with her mature realization that she's just come a step closer to being
だから
eliminated.
しばらく様子を見た後
What anime
パパ
could you
とママと
possibly
一
mean?
緒に日本へ旅行することに決めたのであります。
I have no clue. I have never heard of a single magical girl anime that may use cards.
ソーニャが脱落したらパパもママも旅行のことを忘れちゃうかもしれないですけれど、せめてもらった時間を有意義に使ってみたかったのであります。
Okay, like I get that she's sick and stuff, but I don't get why she thinks she's going to be eliminated as the next person. No, my god. Once. Just once. Is that too much to ask? What? What the hell? Huh? What is going on? I will never be rich, nope.
でも一人でいたってことは
Damn it!
何かあった
My
んだ。
one chance of becoming rich and famous.
はい、その通りであります。ソーニャたちが様子見をしていた間に、
ああ
ソーニャの使命のカードを持っている人はソーニャたちの行動を空港に着いてタクシーに乗ったのですが、それこそが罠でした。
罠。
はい、選定の参加者さんでありました。
Oh,
パパとママを殺されたくなければ情報を教えろ、そういう脅しをされてしまったのであります。
great! The worst possible situation springs to mind when I hear that. It sounds exactly as I think Alan Scorpion would do.
その人って12の男の人だった。
いいえであります。
Her denial only serves to worry me more. All it means is that there are others willing to resort to the same methods as him.
2人組でした。3番の男の人と11番の女の人です。
Our friends.
その2人が。
会ったことありましたですか？
Hi, excuse me. I shake my head in response. Numero 3, Federico Caminati. I ended up with his name card during the initial distribution. Having seen him in the dream world multiple times, I know he's tall and slender. As for numeral 11, she's the one responsible for eliminating numeral 7. Much like Ellen Heiser's Frigid as they come. Those two working together definitely comes as a surprise. I figured I would have the advantage against numeral 3 because of his name card, but if he's with her, that's no longer the case. Realizing that I've interrupted her, I apologize and wait for her to pick up where she left off.
パパとママのため、ソーニャは自分の情報を教えたであります。
Oh no.
しかし、男性はそれだけでは済ませない。
What other
持
cards
っ
do
てい
you
るカー
have?
ドを全部教えろと言ったのであります。ソーニャは11番の方のカードを持っていたであります。未練のカードです。だから、
Oh.
言ったであります。教えてもいいでありますけれど、仲間割れの原因になるでありますよと、女性の方を見ながら。
Federico doesn't know her regret.
怒られるかと思ったであります。
Neither of them knows the other's regrets.
11番の女性は
They died at in the same place, but they don't know each other's regrets, right? Oh, I can't believe Sonia threatened me, you know? Jeez, if she wants to see the world, maybe I'll let her after showing that kind of bravado. Say what you will, but I like this kid. Numeral 11 was apparently full of cheers. She praised Sonia for a rebellious act. She had a condition though. Sonia wasn't allowed to be with her parents until her last day as a means to prevent them from trying anything. So as long as she did that, they were willing to both spare her parents and let her do as she pleased.
そんなの勝手な条件だ。ソーニャのためじゃない。女の人が情報を知られたことを察したから、未練と顔を手がかりにソーニャたちが情報を集めるのを防いだだけ。ごめん、いきなり大声出して。
I feel like shouting is not the best word you could use here.
お姉様は怖いですけど優しいでありますね。脱落させるべき相
God
手
damn
の
it.
ソーニャのために怒ってくれるなんて。
This is going to turn into a we take on everyone's regrets kind of thingy, and then we have to somehow eliminate all the bad people.
でもいいんです。パパとママが助かるであります。
That's still
それに
horrible.
さっきも言ったように、ソーニャは
Like
どうあっても
imagine those parents know their child is going to die soon, and then this entire thing comes out so oh the kid already died and she has come back for some unfathomable reason, and then they want to spend a last trip together that's going to be erased from history anyway, and then you get kidnapped. So some bad people can get information on your daughter who's going to die.
ソーニャは死を受け入れているの。
And then they're going to forget about it.
死を受け入れる。
Well, I mean, I guess it's good if you can forget about being kidnapped, but
死んでも仕方がないって思ってるってこと？
はい、選定が始まる前からです。ソーニャは自分が病気だと分かった時からずっといつか死ぬって分かってましたから。
Tama explained the sadness in her smile earlier. I'm not sure whether the doctors or her parents told her, but she's likely been informed of how long she has to live multiple times. But just by looking at her, I can tell that she's been raised with love. However, her inevitable death has probably been looming over her head ever since she found out. Just because she knows and has accepted her death doesn't mean she isn't scared to face it, of course.
辛かったね。
I pat her head. I should have learned with Keiko that getting attached to other participants is dangerous, and yet I can't stop myself. Sonia likely gave up on her life and chose to act like she's fine for the sake of her parents and those around her. I refuse to believe that she's truly accepted it, though. Her expression right now proves it to me.
死ぬのは分かっていたことであります。だから辛くないと思っていたでありますが、本当に辛くないのか今は分からないであります。
I don't have the means to provide her with true salvation. I do feel for her though. No one should have to go through what she has at such a young age, but I can't give my own life in exchange. I can't forget that I just met her today too. We're not even friends. And yet for some reason I'm wrecking my brain for her sake. This entire time she's been wearing a peculiar expression on her face. She likely doesn't truly understand her feelings yet. Not that I can blame her, I'm in the same boat. Letha has disappeared at some point during our chat. The light reflects off its empty milk bowl, casting a strong shadow. What, a strong or strange shadow? Hold on. Strong shadow. I spent the rest of the time just petting Sonia's head. Hello, why are you in my bedroom?
お姉様、起きてくださいであります。
I struggle to muffle my own voice as I hear someone else shouting into my ear. The voice belongs to none other than Sonia. She revealed last night that she had no lodging plans, so I agreed to let her stay here to avoid her having to roam the streets.
しかし驚きました。漫画喫茶という宿泊施設。
Listen, I don't think even a manga cafe would have let a 10-year-old that stay overnight.
その偏った知識はネットで得たんだよね、多分。漫画喫茶って別にホテルじゃないからさ。
She tilts her head inquisitively in response to my surprise. I know a lot of people do stay overnight at them, but I can't see anyone getting a good night's sleep on a chair. That, and I doubt they let a kid in there so late at night.
お姉様。
Well, you didn't kill me in my sleep, so we're good. She tilts her head in the opposite direction, this time with wide and hopeful eyes. She's referring to a promise I made with her last night. I promised to give her a tour of Japan, even if it's a brief one. She may be able to speak Japanese, but this is still a whole new culture for her at that end.
一人よりも二人の方が楽しいでしょ。
Wait, we don't have... Do we have school?
お姉様。
We have school this week, right?
優しい人に出会えて、ソーニャは嬉しいです。それだけでも。
Are we going to skip school?
感動するのはちゃんと思い出を作ってからにしたね。日本って言っても東京だけだから案内できるところは少ないけどさ。
No one needs school.
There's good meaning behind doing this during divine selection. So long as I survive, her memories and experiences here in Japan won't disappear.
でも昨日言った通り学校があるから。
Okay.
夕方に新宿駅で待ち合わせ。
Just bring her to school.
はいであります。
She smiles and raises an arm into the air as part of her enthusiastic reply. If only I'd realized then what it was she kept hidden behind that smile. Oh no. Uh-oh.
おはようリンカ。
Uh-oh. It's a trap.
おはよう。
あ、今の実はおはようリータンを略したんだよ。
Coming to school has helped me to settle down lately, being reminded that I've still got a regular life despite everything does wonders for one's mental state.
無視。
どんな反応を期待してたんだ。
いや、おやすみ。
くす。相変わらずの魔王を見ると安心するね。
Mama lets the comet fly overhead and sprawls out over her desk instead. I bet she's pulled another all-nighter. If that's the case, good luck waking her up before lunchtime. How? I ask myself this all the time, but how do they just sleep during class and the teachers don't say anything? It's impossible for me to not smile at that freedom of hers. No matter what happens, I always have this place, yeah. Are you sure about that?
ねみ、うち昼飯だね。寝てる。
Educational
ということ
apathy.
だから二人で屋上に行こうか。
True. I think the only time I actually fell asleep in class was during a chemistry lesson, and I was in the last row and we were watching a movie and I was so tired. I actually fell asleep. But all the other times I somehow managed to push through.
そうだね。今日は特に眠そうだけど何してたの？
ネットでドラマの一挙放送を見てたら朝だったんだよ。
Oh my fucking god. Couldn't you have recorded it?
じゃあ寝てないの？
だから今寝てるのだよ。
Yeah, she's out of the game. Miho seems to be thinking the same thing. I can't do all-nighters. Or
張
like,
り切りになるのは随分久しぶりの気がするね。
like even if it's just 1 hour of sleep, I'm glad if I get the 1 hour because I don't trust myself on no sleep at all. I never slept in class, but I did have a few teachers let me blindly do something else as long as I get my grades. I wish I did. Hello. What is wrong tonight? There we go. Hi. Yeah, I froze. For no reason. At least no reason I can think of. And I am way closer than I was before. There we go. I had a teacher try to sleep during stream. I had a teacher who once gave me, I don't know what they're actually called, but like a blue slip. Which is the worst thing they can give you, because I was drawing in class. Please keep in mind that I was literally in like the music and arts part of the school. Like our classes were more focused on art and music and stuff, and then I got my first ever blue slip in several years of classes and going to school for fucking drawing in class. I wasn't even disrupting the class, I was just drawing on my own in my little corner, and he's like, okay. And your parents have to write on that thingy, and then they have a talk with your parents like, oh, your child is doing bad stuff at school. And I showed this to my mom. She was like, for what? Because you did a drawing? And I was like, yeah. Alright. I always said when it's still for creativity like that or punish. Yeah. I don't know. Like, especially because we are already music and art part of the school. Like, I don't get it. Even then, I wasn't interrupting anyone. If I can learn better when I can just draw or write down other stuff while I listen, why the fuck can I do that? We make our way up to the rooftop after buying lunch. Miharu is eating light as usual. Today really is one of those perfect days for sitting up here. And yet the fact that we're the only ones doing it proves that we really are avoided by others. To be honest, I feel like that's more of a blessing than a curse these days.
選定が始まってからもまだこういう
They
時
want
間
you
が
to
取れるこ
conform
と
more.
が
Yeah. I'm so glad I'm out of school. I never want to go back. Never. She accompanies her comment with that usual charming smile of hers. As for me, I'm happy too.
私も嬉しいよ、ミハル。
リンカ
きっとミハルも選定のことでいろいろ苦労してるよね。でも
僕はとても幸せだ。やっぱり僕はリンカの笑顔のためにずっと。
そういう話は今はやめとこう。
Miharu's expression as she declared her intention to give her life for mine flashes across my mind all of a sudden. I've gotten over a lot of things lately, but that's not one of them.
失礼した。ところで君に聞きたかったんだけれど。
She changes the topic before preparing to bite into a sandwich. Here I'm getting at you in life as I went to make dinner. What time? Hi! Good evening. What was for dinner?
羊さんとは最近会っていないのかい？
It is a pretty standard question, but her face looks deadly serious.
もうコーヒーの入れ方はバッチリだから、ナオミの方も本格的に文化祭の準備で忙しくなるしね。
何かあったね。
No way. I haven't told Miharu that Naomi was helping me out. That would put unnecessary pressure on them both, and it's why I have no idea how to answer her question. Miharu persists despite my hesitation though.
羊さんは一般人だ。僕が凛花に協力するというの
Make
と
some whole wheat bread, salad, and sausage. Sausage!
危険なことは分かっているから、君は羊さんを遠ざけたのだろう。
Sausage!
それが正解だ。どうしてそれを知っているかというのは聞かないでほしいよ。僕は少なくとも人間関係において
Ouch!
察しが悪くないからね。
Okay, Miharu, I'm sorry.
君に会いに行く羊さんの目はそうだな。先週から随分と変わっていた。使命感に満ちていた。
Ah, she's really laying it on, Rinka.
そうだね。
I just don't get why
春に隠した
those two won't work together though. Like, they know each other. They could at least try to both survive until the end, right? I won't say much because I have a game in a bit with some friends. I hang in and it's always nice watching your streams because of... Aww, thank you! What game do you have planned with friends?
君が僕や真央を気遣ってくれたことはよくわかっている。君、
ありがと
Damn it. I am so sorry.
う。でもミハルの
Rainbow
言う通り、
Six.
ナオミに調べ物とか手
It's
伝
one
っ
of
て
those
もらう
shooting games, isn't it?
これからは一人で頑張るから。
Love all the women in that game. I see.
僕に頼ってくれてもいいのにな。
Yeah, those funny shooty games are not really for me.
ちょっと待って。
Miharu casts her eyes over to the entrance and then speaks to me in a whisper.
誰かがこっちを見てる。物音がした。
Oh no.
生徒じゃないの？
I wonder if Miharu's jealous. No way! She would never be jealous of anyone hanging out with us.
だったら問題ないよ。でも
Also, I'm
そうじゃな
still
かったら
confused that we do not have her name card. A game to suggest to you, but first I have to know, do you like landers or do you like horror games? First one enough, second one definitely, but I am very bad at playing horror games myself. But sure, go for it. The implication is clear. We can't discount the possibility of another participant having made their way into the school to keep an eye on us.
僕が扉を開ける。
Psycho no... Okay, that doesn't ring any bells.
いや、一緒に行こう。二人の方がいいと
Quite
思
cheap and can make for some good content. If good content means I will be screaming my lungs out. Horror survival game where you as a protagonist must escape and avoid a crazy yandere girl who wants you dead. Uh-huh. I'm not quite sure if I could play that on my stream though. Because as you know, my stream is a mature content description, not appropriate for all ages, not be appropriate for viewing at work, frequent violence or gore. Yeah, nope. Nah. I cannot play that on the stream. But maybe I'll check it out for myself sometime. Yeah. I'll write it down. She nods and we make our way to the door under the pretense that we're heading back to class. We don't hear any footsteps, so it's likely they're still there. As it turns out, our guess is right on the money. How did you get in here?
お前は
お腹が空いたであります。
どういうこと？
Yeah, actually I have half sister from Russia? Miharu directs a question at me.
話すとちょっと
Well, we just found out. This is one of those rare times when I can't help but clasp my hands on top of my head in a panic. Woo! You can play around with her AI. Like sometimes she will explore for you and try to heal, and so she is feeling someone to help you, and like she's trying to trap your poison. Okay.
Rinka, 今回ばかりは
You set up
君をバカと
while
言わず
you
に
are
はいられ
wearing
な
a
いわ
maid costume while you are at work in a maid cafe.
甘んじて受け入れる
The situation is just all around very funny.
はあ、ここが噂に聞くメイド喫茶でありますね。
Sonia wanders around the store taking in every aspect of it. I suppose this isn't the kind of place you'd find in Russia. In an ideal world, I wouldn't have come here. Not to say that maid cafes are bad in general, but I don't really like standing out among the predominantly male customer base. Plenty of anime and manga set in school, so that seems to have led Sonia to take an interest in what they really like. Seems she had to enroll in a correspondence school to her condition, which meant that she never actually had the chance to go to a physical school. As such, going to one was part of being able to see the world at large in her eyes. That's why she snuck into Amicha High to watch what I was doing. I figured she would have been caught doing so, but she gave me this
忍
excuse.
者の勉強をしていましたからバッチリであります。
You are blonde and a little kid, running around a private Japanese school. Someone should have caught you. And sure, you can do that sometime. Sonia being a ninja sounds legit to me. Yeah, okay. She made some wacky hand gestures at the same time. Apparently they're from an anime that had aired while I was in elementary school.
友人の僕としては
Oh?
君が優しい人であることを誇るべきなのかもしれないけれどね。
Wacky hand gestures.
いやもうフォローとか辛くなるからやめて
Miharu is obviously baffled, so I could only give her a timid response. Lunch break ended not long after we discovered Sonia, so we had to get her to lay low somewhere until school was over. On our way back, I explained that I let her stay at my place. Once Miharu mentioned that she had to go to work, the topic shifted to what Miharu's job entailed. You're blonde and a little kid, I guess basically every Japanese rom-com. I sure hope she was not throwing gang signs. Sonia's odd impressions about certain parts of Japan have led her to believe that maid cafes represent the country just as much as places like Kiyomizu Temple, so she's pretty much forced us to take her.
もっとも君はあの子を気にかけたことを後悔はし
Well,
ていない
the
の
kid is going to be dead starting next week, so I don't think going to a maid cafe will hurt her very much.
ならやはり僕は凛花を誇ろう
But I fear that number 3 and number 11 are actually keeping tabs on her. Because first of all, it seems they are also in Japan already. And second of all, okay, they let her go because... What's her name? Odette was like, I like your spying kid, but they wouldn't just leave her unattended. So now they know where we live. Or maybe I'm just paranoid. Sonia makes her way back to our table just as we wrap up our conversation. There are a number of ornaments and notes littering the store, so it's not uncommon for customers to leave their seats. However, it certainly is odd for a girl her age to be wandering around the store like this. That's why all eyes are on us when she returns.
そういえばメイドさんって普通家事をするんですよね。美晴はどうして高校生なのにメイドさんなのでありますか？
僕はただのアルバイトだからねそもそも君の思うようなメイドは日本にはいないよ
そんな夢を壊すようなことは
おへいなるほどであります。
Her
魔法少
Japanese
女なのか
is
と
so
思っていました。
funny.
それより僕の名前いや凛花が呼んでいたのは聞いたのか
Ah. Great, now she knows both of our names.
お姉様、 この
She didn't know Rinka's name
パンケーキ
until now.
って何ですか？
Ready for your training arc. I don't know how to play chess.
おここにもあるんだこういうの。パンケーキにメイドさんが絵を描いて美味しくなる呪文を唱えてくれます。
I know I said this the last time we were in the maid cafe, but I'm still mad I didn't get to go to one when I was in Japan. Like, I wanted the full experience.
呪文、それは面白そうでありますね。
The full, extremely expensive experience of having a maid draw on a pancake for me. The entire store gasped in horror upon hearing her
待っ
request.
てくれ。リンカ、そのメニューはいささか僕のキャラクターとは違っていてね。できることなら断りたいところなんだ。
あ、そうなんだ。まあそうだよね。
ああ、このパンケーキ自体は特別美味しいものではない。5000円の価値は毛頭ない。どこに付加価値があるか想像はついていると思う。このメニューはまさに客単価を上げようとする店長の策略だ。
Oh my
こ
god!
の正常化のためにリンカにはこの悪徳商法に加担しないでほしいと
I
ころ
don't
だ
think
ね。
you should be saying all that when the entire store can hear you.
そうにゃ、食べられないってありますか？
残念だけれどね。あるいは僕ではない他のスタッフを呼べばいい。
Just then the manager calls Miharu over. I guess he's noticed our little conversation. Her expression upon returning is an awkward mix of anger and despair. She places a tray with a pancake on her table and then doodles something on it using a chocolate pen. A stuffed animal shaped to look similar to the one Sonia carries.
素晴らしいってあります。
The music!
ナジール、あなたってありますよ。呪文はこの後かけてくれるのでありますか？
リンカの前でこれをやらなくてはならないというのに。悪いが僕は君を一生恨むよ。
Miharu shoots Sonia the most evil glare I've seen from her. It's not the kind of expression you'd normally show to a child. She then turns to me, looking more serious than I've ever seen her.
いいかい？僕が今からやるのはあくまで仕事だよ。だからリンカも店を出たら見なかったことにしてほしい。
Oh. She looks ever so tense. Hearing that causes all sorts of scenarios to run through my head, which leads me to feel embarrassed on her behalf before she even does it. She inhales sharply and lifts her index fingers into the air.
おいしくなーれ。
That was short. She spins her index fingers in the air a few times before creating the shape of a heart by cupping both hands together, which she then thrusts out toward the
日
pancake.
本の魔法少女を見ることができたであります。
Well, that was extremely short. Sonia is likely oblivious to the emotions Miharu is keeping tucked away behind that smile. Instead, she's tickled pink that she's gotten to witness something so rare. Meanwhile, Miharu hasn't moved an inch after striking her pose. She does all in her power to not make eye contact with me.
可愛かったよ。
屈辱だ。
Everyone else in the shop right now also got to see something they would have never seen otherwise, so they should all be very grateful. I couldn't bring myself to look her in the eyes when I muttered that either, so Miharu covers her face in shame and runs off to the back room.
お姉様、どうしましたか？顔が赤いですね。
なんだろう。私がもっと必死で止めてあげればよかったのかな。最悪か。
Once Sonia has finished her meal, I make sure to get our bill right away. Speaking of the bill, Sonia pays using the credit card she has on her. It's the only reason I let her order in the first place. As we are about to... Wait, how can a 10-year-old use a credit card? As we are about to leave, Miharu returns from the back room. She's back in her school uniform. It would seem she's managed to get off early for the day, although I make sure not to ask how or why.
そうにゃ、秋葉原の街並みも見てみたいです。
そっか。行きたいって言ってたもんね。でも
Because you're not a nerd, Rinka. Because you're not a nerd.
構わない。 僕も付き添おう。それでいいだろ、リンカ。
Sure. Miharu comes here often, so we'd be better off having her guide us.
それに
And it kind of belongs to her parents.
僕は君を完全に
Yeah,
信用
but
したわ
don't
け
you
ではない
usually
から
have
ね。
to
部活に二人きりにはさせられない。
put your signature on? Or something? When using a credit card, can a child just use any credit card? What? I can't call Miharu out, not even for her harsh tone. While I trust Sonia, I'm still aware of the risk involved in being with her like this.
ミハルが案内してくれるのでありますか？そうにゃ、たくさん見たいものがあります。
Sonia shows little care for our concerns in that regard.
届けないね。本当に。
I fear we're going to get fucked over really badly. Having decided on what to do next, we finally leave the maid cafe. Shinjuku Station is packed due to everyone making their way home from work. The three of us take the Sobu line from Akihabara back to Shinjuku and then get off so we can make our respective transfers.
まさかあれほどに
Oh, we
付き合
don't
わ
get
さ
to
れ
see
るとは思
Akihabara?
わなかったね。
Only happiness, no sadness in this scenario. I don't trust you.
そうにゃ、ホクホクで。
Also, I don't trust the trains in this game anymore. I mean, the way they open up the entire story, like I don't like it when they go to the train station. By the time we finish touring Akihabara, I'm beat. I usually only ever get off there to make a quick transfer, so I honestly had no idea what it'd be like. I noticed tons of anime and electronic stores while we walked around. Sonia kept stopping in front of and going into stores that caught her interest, so it's safe to say that she's pretty much dragged us wherever she wanted.
お姉様、せっかく日本にいるのに素晴らしいアニメ文化を知らなすぎであります。
子供の頃にはそれなりに見てたんだけど、ずいぶんたくさんあるよね。アニメじゃなくて漫画だったらもう少し
Sounds like me a few years ago.
それでもそう
Like
や
up
ってちょう
until
どないかな。
2015? 2016, I know pretty much like everything there is. That was also the time when I watched the most anime ever, and now like I barely know what's even airing, and I haven't fully watched an anime in a long time.
ミハルを見習ってください。
僕はバイトの関係上積極的に勉強するようにしているからね。
That does make sense.
愛嬌を振りまくにも話を合わせる必要が
Like
あ
the
る。
last anime I started was Jujutsu Kaisen, and I watched like 8 episodes, and I haven't continued since. Kickstarter game, so they probably had to use the resources well and didn't think of making. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind. It's just interesting to see. When I think about it, I've barely watched any anime at all recently. I've kept myself busy by helping out with the store, and my time's tied up in it even more now that I'm in charge of it.
さっきも言っていたけれど、リンカは少女漫画を読んでいたよね。
そうだね。真央からよく借りてたし。
shoujo manga.
お姉様は怖く見えますが、乙女チックなのでありますね。
そこがいいのだけれどね。
いや、怖く見えるってとこを否定してほしいんだけど。
As we make our way back to the subway entrance, Miharu follows alongside us, which is odd of her considering she should have gone in the opposite direction at Akihabara to get home. When I decide to ask her why she's tagging along, she answers with a smile.
僕も君の家に泊まるからさ。
Yeah, she doesn't trust that little girl at all.
君とソフィアを二人きりにするのはまだ危険だと思っているからね。
But you literally don't even have clothes or anything with you right now.
だって明日平日だよ。
構わないよ。明日の早朝に一度戻って準備をすればいい。僕はソフィアがリンカの寝首をかかないか見届けられればいいからね。
She could have done that last night
ちょっとそんな言い方。
if she really wanted to.
コク？お姉様、かゆいですか？
さすがの君もその言葉は知らないか。まあいい。
I can't blame Miharu though. I can't
僕は
blame
君
her.
のことをまだ信用していない。
しょぼんであります。
She looks sad at first, but then flips right back to a bright
でも
expression.
そのおかげでいっぱ 楽しい
Miharu will throw hands with a
見方が
child.
あります
Miharu would throw hands with everyone if it meant if Rinka is not
明
safe.
日も観光するのだろう。僕もついていく。明日も泊まらせてもらう。心配しなくても観光している間は
You know, we
純
could
粋に
also
楽しめ
just
るよ
all
うに
hang
努力
out
するよ。
together.
いいね。
Make sure that we cannot be overwhelmed by two people who may or may not be following around a little blonde child.
私はいいけど、美晴の家の人大丈夫なの？
I mean, even if we were more people, we would still not stand a chance against Odette and Federico, but like... She hesitates before nodding her head and telling me it'll be fine. With that sorted out, we discuss where to go tomorrow as we make our way back. Miharu never appeared openly hostile towards Sonia today, but you could tell things were a bit awkward. A bit.
みはるのハンバーグとって
Just a
も美味し
bit.
かったってあり
Thank you
ます
for the hydrate time.
Sonia feels the need to praise Miharu for her cooking after we head up to my room after dinner. Miharu was the one to propose making it on our way home, in all honesty.
うん、とっても美味しかった。話には聞いてたけど、予想以上に料理上手って感じ
Also,
だった
thank you for the
な。
posture check. Just
ご
a
ちそうさ
second.
ま。
Oh, everything is popping in my body for some reason. Ay.
大したことはないさ。毎日料理をしているとそれなりにうまくなるものさ。リンカは僕の手料理を食べたことがなかっただろう。
Oh,
いい機会だと思ってね。
first time?
いいけど、あんまり期待しないでね。
It's funny, but I cook every day too. Granted, most of the time I buy a number of small meals and mix them together. I usually stick to simple things, so that's probably why I never seem to get any better. As for the food on the Lionhouse menu, I can only make that thanks to my grand's recipes. Well, even like there's nothing bad about using recipes to cook something, right? Just because you have a recipe doesn't mean it will turn out well. Next, we take our respective turns in a bath and then spend the night watching TV and chatting away. On a weekday? What time is it? I can tell it's not morning yet, but for some reason I've woken up.
あれ、
Why is the light on? Something isn't right, and I realize what it is immediately. Neither Miharu nor Sonia are anywhere in sight. I figure something's up and then I hear voices coming from downstairs. Fearing the worst, I make my way to the stairs. I stop halfway down though. I'm not sure what they're talking about, but Miharu sounds rather serious. She obviously doesn't want me hearing or knowing what they're talking about if she took Sonia downstairs with her. I realize that listening in on other people's conversations isn't admirable, and yet I can't bring myself to go back to my room.
分かっているね。
はい
I can hear them clearly once Miharu seems to change the subject.
やはりおかしいね。
何がでありますか
ミンカが君の前で僕の名前を呼ぶ前から君は僕の名前を呼んでいた。知っていた。
Oh fuck.
結論から聞くよ。君は僕の使命のカードを持っているね。
すみません
どうして謝る？
あなたのカードを持っていたのに
調子が狂うな。
Miharu sighs and massages her brow with her
分かっ
fingers.
た。もういい。だがこれだけは覚えていてほしい。僕は三島美春さ。
はいみはるはみはるでありますね
That's not actually her last name.
面白いな、君は。
Miharu's name card. I know her full name and yet somehow I don't have it. That can only mean that her real name is something other than what I know her as. Well, it's not too surprising when you consider her circumstances at home. It's also why I've never asked her about it.
聞いているね、ミンカ。
お姉様
I cover my mouth by reflex when Miharu calls my name, despite knowing that it will make a slapping sound.
僕が君の息遣いに気づかないはずないだろ。
I guess?
ごめん。僕は今日謝られてばかりだね。まあいい。どこから話を聞いていたかは知らないけれど、忘れてくれ。
What I don't like, I understand that okay, she doesn't like her real in quotes, but like her real name, I understand that absolutely, but like we're friends, right? And we're both stuck in this death game. Wouldn't it be good to open up about what her real name is, so we could get her name card? Because now this random girl has her name card, but we don't, because we don't know her last name. Just the one she likes going by.
ソフィアも深夜に起こして悪かったね。上へ戻ろう。眠れるだけ眠っておいた方が。
Also, is she sleeping in her school uniform? Couldn't she just have taken clothes from Rinka? Like, I understand that her staying over was very short notice, but like,
そうだね。
come on. Just wait till all makes sense. Damn it. I want to discuss things with Miharu now that the cat's out of the bag, but we decided it's best to go back to my room after watching Sonia let out a big yawn. Basically, I don't get to find out anything regarding Miharu's name card. Ha! Yay! I love my friend who is also crushing on me, having secrets from me. It's a lovely feeling. School ends up flying by somehow. Once class is over, 3 of us met up at the gate. We couldn't have Sonia infiltrate the school again, so we got her to wander around the university campus instead. Not only is it open to everyone, but there's a library there as well. I'm sure she surprised a few students there, but oh well. However, once we meet up, I realized getting her to do that was a mistake.
大学楽しそうなところでありました。
そうにゃ。
Her words pierce my heart. She'll never have the opportunity to attend a university regardless of divine selection's outcome. Even if she were to win somehow, it wouldn't cure her condition. Whether or not she really would die soon after is unknown, but at the very least, she's convinced herself that it's certain.
リンカが気にすることではないよ。だろ？
はい、ソーニャの知らないこと知るのはとても楽しいです。
But while this game is a Kickstarter, that's great that they managed to hit their goal then.
今日は本格的に観光するのだろ？
Because so far it looks really good and I'm enjoying it very much.
東京の街並み楽しみでありますよ。
Things seem fine between the two of them. I guess I've put whatever happened last night behind them. Like Miharu said, we've got plenty to see today. We make our way toward the station. Not the station. It's hard to sum up all the places we visited. First was Tokyo Skytree, after that Sensoji Temple. We made sure to avoid the busy area, but we still got a good look at Kaminanimon. We saw Roppongi Hill from a distance as well, but before that we paid a visit to Jimboshu since it served as a setting for an old anime. Walking from place to place would have been a bit much, so we used a taxi instead. Sonia's parents must be rich, since she paid for everything with a credit card just like she did at the maid cafe. That helped a lot, especially because we also went to Odaiba. After getting on the Ferris wheel and seeing the Fuji television building, we had to turn right around to reach our final stop. So our last stop is Sojoji Temple. Must have been pretty successful considering it was voiced. It asked for 35, yeah. Ooh! Good for them though. That's nice. I do try to also pitch in on Kickstarters that look interesting. Like a few I have, like I got several that were like for printed comics, and then I have 2 I bagged, but they're still in the works. Both of them visual novels. So I hope they actually get to release them. The actual Tokyo Tower, yeah! I hope they get to release sometime. It's said to be a time-honored temple with ties to the Tokugawa family from the Edo period. That and something about Pure Land Buddhism. Based on what we're seeing here, a lot of bands, art and artists use the open area for concerts. The area's name and those of its surrounding stations are based on the name of the huge gate at the entrance to the temple, so it goes without saying just how impressive it all is. It's only 30 or so minutes from the station, and yet I had no idea this place even existed. Finally, no city, no more Eiffel Tower. Finally! Real Tokyo Tower.
リンカも僕も立ち仕事をしているはずだけれど、さすがにハードな工程だったね。
Meanwhile, Sonia walks ahead of us as we complain about her aching feet. She blurts out an exclamation of wonder as she points at Tokyo Tower visible off in the distance. You can see it clearly past the temple. Its huge red frame is decorated with all sorts of colored lighting. Obviously I've seen it before, but seeing it this close and at night is a completely different experience.
綺麗だ。
東京素晴らしいってあります。
All three of us are entranced by the sight of Tokyo Tower glimmering in the night for a good while. It brings back memories of the parade and light show I saw together with Miharu at the theme park. The wine selection wasn't even on my mind back then. Never would have imagined that I'd wind up in a situation like this. I wonder if Sonia is reflecting on her life right now. There's a hint of sorrow on her face as she looks up at Tokyo Tower.
こうして綺麗なものを見ることができて、ソーニャはとっても幸せです。
Bippy.
幸せすぎて寂しいであります。
Her eyes water and reflect the light coming from the tower. She raises her gaze higher into the night sky, but it does little to keep the tears from running down her cheeks.
この瞬間がソーニャにとって
Aww.
一番幸せなのであります。最初で最後の
First time and the last. God damn it.
ソーニャの見た、ソーニャが感じた広い世界。
The floodgates stemming her tears have broken. I understand not feeling all too well. She can't keep up the facade any longer. Facade any longer. Her bright smile has been snuffed out by this
も
outburst.
うおしまいなのであります。これで
Aww.
今日で
I feel my own eyes start to water, but I do everything in my power to hold it in. I move to hug her, but Miharu notices and shakes her head at me.
感情移入しすぎてはいけないよ。
She says this quietly enough so that only I hear her. I can't stop myself though. If crying together with her isn't an option, then I want her to know I'm here for her at the very least. There's no doubt she'd crumble in front of reality otherwise.
お姉様、パパ、ママ、ソーニャは辛いであります。今ならわかるであります。世界にはこんなに美しいものがあるのに、もうお別れしないといけないなんて。
Time slows to a crawl while Sonia lets out all her emotions out. The light from the tower reflects off her tears, causing them to shine like precious jewels.
リンカ、君は
Miharu starts to say something but stops herself. Once Sonia finally settles down, we make our way back to Lion House. What? Wow! Thanks, game. That's a sudden mood change. It's 9 p.m. by the time we get back. Going out to buy stuff for dinner, not to mention making it, would have taken even longer, so we ended up ordering some pizza. Needless to say, the three of us wolfed it down immediately.
美味しいであります。
You keep saying that, but what you're eating is not even Japanese
最
food!
高なのであります。
いや、宅配ピザこそロシアにもあるでしょう。
ソーニャは食べられるものが少なかったでありますよ。何も気にせず自由に食事できることはとても幸せであります。
Her tone may be cheery, but there's a certain weight hidden behind her each and every word. Miharu manages to keep things from becoming awkward
リ
though.
ンカの手料理を食べられないのは残念だ。
まあ、もう時間的にね。宅配ピザって子供の頃以来かも。
おばあ様と二人暮らしだと 特に頼む機会は少ないかもしれないね。
うん、あんまりデリバリーするって習慣もないみたい。お蕎麦くらいかな。ピザ自体は店でも作ってたから
I
好
had
きだと思
one
うんだけ
really
ど。
overpriced pizza in Japan because it was at a touristy place. It wasn't as good as I had hoped it'd be, and also it was way too expensive for the taste I actually got in the end. That was very upsetting.
そもそもおばあちゃん好き嫌いないからね。何でも食べるのが健康の秘訣っていうのがおばあちゃんの口癖だったから。
It was very thin for some reason. She really is healthy for her age too. She really enjoys bragging about still having all her teeth intact.
リンカの好き嫌いがないのもおばあ様の影響なんだね。
それは間違いな
I
いか
mean,
も。
good for you if you can eat everything.
お姉様のおばあ様でありますか。
よくわかっているね。リンカを育てたのだから当たり前さ。
So says Miharu, who I'm pretty sure hasn't actually met my gran. There's plenty to talk about while we eat our dinner. The topics often revolve around Sonia's family. Her grandmother in particular sounds like a nice person, and she's apparently good at sewing. In fact, she's the one who made pasachia for Sonia.
そうにゃ、家で友達がいなかったですから。本を読む時もアニメを見ている時も一人ぼっちにならないようにパサジールをプレゼントしてくれたであります。今日はパサジールも広い世界を見
It
る
is
こ
a
とが
really
でき
cute
て、
teddy bear, by the way.
と喜んでいたであります。
I have a yawn erupts from Sonia after that, almost as if to lighten the mood.
お腹いっぱいになったら眠くなってしまいました。
今日はたくさん歩いたからね。ゆっくり休みな。
はい、おやすみなさいであります。
Saying that, she makes her way upstairs. Miharu and I are now alone together downstairs. Miharu ends up being the one to strike up a conversation while we tidy everything up.
ソフィアに尾行らしき影もなかった。
I missed a few parts, so I don't know what's going on, so I have to go off the misidentifying food. The tiny blonde one is also part of the game, but she was a very sickly child, so she's going to die anyway. And she told her parents about it, and so they took a trip to Japan, a last trip, and the guy we've seen before, the mafia guy, and like Federico and Odette took her parents hostage, like until she would tell them all of her info, and also what cards she has. But she has a regret card for Odette, so she was like, I could tell you, but it wouldn't be good for you. And Odette was like, I like your spine, kid. So she allowed her to like go around and see Japan because that was her last wish. But she's just not allowed to see her parents before the last day. Also, thank you for both the posture check
and the hydrate time.
I could tell Miharu was on edge the entire day, mainly because I was the same way when I first met Sonia. It's not far-fetched to assume that one person would keep an eye on her parents and the other would watch Sonia, since two participants are working together. In this case, numeral 3, Federico Caminari, would probably watch her parents, while numeral 11 would be in charge of Sonia because she's the one holding her cards.
ソーニャのカードを3枚持っているから自信があるっていうのは納得できる。
僕の予想では11番はただ
On one hand, I can definitely imagine Odette just going, sure, have fun, but on the other hand, I don't trust her enough to really not have a single person spying on Sonia and finding out information.
いいかい？両親と協力して情報を調べることを徹底するなら最終日だって一緒にいさせてはいけな
On
い。
the other hand, maybe Odette's just like, well, I'm strong enough anyway, fuck you.
最 最後の時は家族と過ごすことを許した。
いや
慈悲とカセはソフィアではなく彼女の両親にかけられたんだ。
Well, the parents can't go to the police or anything.
どういう意味？
Not that the police could do much.
ソフィアの両親は選定を心から信じているかどうかわからない。娘が一時的に良くなっているだけだとわずかでも思っているなら、それこそこんな脂っこいピザなんて食べさせないさ。おっと、僕が嫌いなわけではないけどね。客観的に見ての話さ。ソフィアが知らない世界を見るというのは両親といては成し得ないことだと思う。ここまで言えばわかるかい？
I think back to Sonia's comment out about having the freedom to eat what she likes. Pointing that out must mean she previously didn't have that
結
freedom.
果的にソーニャは私たちと違って広い世界を見ることができた。
もちろん11番にとってソフィアと僕たちが出会うのは予想外だっただろう。だが今まで話したことから考えて11番はソフィアの未練を叶えさせたかったと。たった2日や3日では未練が完全になくなりはしないだろうが、それでも両親との観光では今夜見せたソフィアの涙は意味が違っていたかもしれない。
Do you think a regret could change? Like, imagine someone has your regret card. Would it stay the same? Like, even imagine your regret would change over the time you were once again back to life during the game right now. Or would it be the regret you died with no matter what?
納得できる。正しいかどうかわからないけど、ソーニャは心から感動していたと思う。
そしてこれらの情報は11番のパーソナルを知るために重要な情報になってくるかもしれない。
Maybe it doesn't actually matter at all.
これからこの選定を改めて僕と一緒に戦わないかい？
I was thinking about it as well because Rinka doesn't know her own regret, right? She doesn't know her regret. What if her regret changes over the course of this game? Like, I don't know, fucking Miharu dies. Miharu gets eliminated. Maybe that could turn into her regret. Oh, she couldn't save Miharu. But that obviously wouldn't have been her regret when she died. If that really was her first death, the bomb we saw right in the beginning, or like if that would be her, that wouldn't her regret. Maybe it could be related to, I forgot her name, Naomi, or like someone completely different, like, oh, I haven't talked to my grandma in a long while. She stares deep into my eyes. It takes a while, but she finally comes out with a proposition that feels long overdue. I stare right back, unable to say anything in response. My brain completely shuts down. I honestly have no idea what to say. I can hear the sound of her breathing. Noticing that her nerves are building with each and every breath, I finally answer.
ダメだよ。
You keep asking questions I can't answer, so I just forgot.
私を最後の一人にするためにって言うでしょ。
It's okay. You obviously don't have to actually answer them. I'm just like thinking about things. I'm just interested in seeing what it's going to end up like in the end. End up in the end. Yeah, you know what I
最
mean.
後の一人にするのは僕のためでもあるけれどね。
Why would me surviving be for your own sake?
同じだよ。それじゃ違う。私もミハルを最後の一人にするためにって思わなきゃ平等じゃないよ。私はまだどっちが生き残ればいいのかなってわからない。
Why not both?
ミハルは親友だ。それは間違いないよ。死なれるのは絶対に嫌だ。でもね、私も
Is she crying?
自分の未練をちゃんと知るまでは、自分がどうして生きているのかって知るまでは、
But it's definitely an
迷いが
upset
ある
sprite.
限り、一緒に行動しても足を引っ張ることになる。
There's no doubt I've faced situations similar to when I confronted Ellen at the hospital again. I'm sure my resolve will take a hit again when that time comes.
君の未練。
Miharu trails off. There's no need for her to speak when her expression screams the complicated thoughts she's having. The silence doesn't last too long, however.
君は悪いわ。僕の死因に心当たりがあるはずなのにね。確信を持ったら
I forgot to tweet that we're live again. Oh well.
けれども、分かった。今はまだそれでいい。だが、僕のスタンスは変わらない。僕の運命はきっと。
If her cause of death is something like suicide, I'm gonna scream.
なくなる時を心待ちにしているよ。
You don't exist just for me, Miharu. I'm so don't.
ミハルはどうしてそこまで私を生かそうとしてくれるの？
I don't like self-sacrifice
未練は
a
ある
lot.
はずなのに自分のカードを
It's not
ちゃんと
really
持っているでしょ。
my favorite plot point.
君を愛しているから。
Oh my fucking god!
あ、はい。
Brah! Help! Exclamation throws me off at first, but naturally she must mean in a friendly way. Ah, you stupid! Ah, yes. I love you, but just as a friend. You're a fucking idiot, Rinka!
さて、僕たちももう寝よう。明日ソフィアを
Existing
見
for
送る
one
のだよ。
person seems sad for me. There's so much more in life. Yeah.
そうだね。
I know she's the type of person to use suggestive lines to mask her actual feelings. It doesn't stop me from getting all flustered though. Please, Rinka! Maybe because there's the off chance that she means it. In that case, I'd have no idea how to handle the situation. That's making it even worse. Girl, if you don't... Even Home found some nice cats. Yeah. Getting to sleep is no easy task after going back to my room. There's way too much on my mind. Lingering in my head the most is what Miharu said, that I should have an idea about her cause of death. I didn't outright deny her claim because, well, it's true. I've just been desperately trying to avoid thinking about it because I don't want to see my thoughts regarding my friend's death get turned into a card. There's one thing I can say for sure regardless.
軽蔑なんて
No,
それは
that's
ないだ
it.
ろう。
Seems she's fast asleep already, judging by her breathing. Can't help but be impressed by how good she looks even while sleeping. It's hard not to notice the scar on her wrist peeking out from under her sleep. Okay. I brew some coffee for both Sonia and Miharu once morning comes around. Sonia doesn't want to drink hers black, so I make sure to put some milk and sugar in.
初めて飲んだであります。
Where did she get a change of clothes from suddenly?
とても。
久しぶりにここでコーヒーをいただいたね。前とは少し味が変わっている。
前に入れたのはおばあちゃんだったからちょっと味は落ちちゃったかな。
No clothes.
そんなことはない。僕は変わったと言ったんだ。この香りがきっとリンカのコーヒーなんだ。
My coffee, huh? I suppose I've been making slight changes to the way I prepare it for a while. That doesn't matter right now, though. Rather, I can't help but lose myself as I stare at Miharu basking in the morning glow while enjoying her coffee. It causes me to recall her comment from last night, which forces me to avert my eyes. Sonia's staring at her too. I'm not sure if she noticed me doing so and followed suit, but she eventually smiles and speaks up.
お姉様とミハルにソーニャからお願いであります。パサジールを 預かってください。
Oh,
だってお
will that
ばあちゃんか
work?
らもらった大切なものなんでしょ。
パサジール、ロシア語で旅人という意味だね。
驚きました。ミハルはソーニャの国の言葉を知っていたのですか？
ソーニャの思いが、希望が名前にこもってたんだね。
Hmm. A pang of sadness hits me as I remember Keiko's belief regarding the meaning behind one's name, although I do my best to hide it behind a smile.
それでお願いというのは？
Keep it safe.
この子にもっと世界を見せてあげてほしいであります。
Game! Don't do that to me, my poor
この子
heart.
に
She holds her closest friend out to Miharu with a beaming smile of hers.
僕に渡しても意味がない。だって
ソーニャのお願いは2人へのお願いであります。
She leaves Pazaki on the table at which Miharu is sitting and prepares to continue her request. Miharu unconsciously strokes its head with her finger. At least I assume it is unconscious of her, since she retracts her finger the moment she realizes what she's doing.
ちょっとだけソーニャの話を聞いてく
I
ださ
will
い
listen to
で
your
あります。
every word, little lady.
女神の選定は12人が始まりから12週間後、選定の最後の時に本来同じ場所にいるはずだったと言っていました。
That is true.
実はソーニャの病気が悪くならなければ旅行が決まっていたのであります。行く場所はパパとママが決めることになっていたでありますが、日本、東京ということだけは決まっていたのであります。
しかし運命は変わった。ソフィアの病気は悪化した。
Tell me about her games.
そうか。君たち家族が東京に来る運命もあったというわけだね。
はい、運命は変わったであります。旅行の前に死んでしまいました。ソーニャが言いたかったのは運命は変わるってことであります。悪いように変わるならきっといいようにも。
That's a nice way to look at it.
女神様が言うには12人のうちの1人しか生き残れないのが運命とのことであります。お姉様も美晴もずっと生きることのできる運命もあるかもしれないであります。
If it can let both of us through, then fate could have also just said, "This is bullshit. You don't need to play this stupid game. All of you are allowed to live."
ソーニャはもう間に合わないであります。でもお姉様と美晴ならパサジールにもっと広い世界を見せてあげられるかもしれないであり
I
ます。
wouldn't care if any of the adult characters die. Like, but children! Don't put children into your game if they're going to suffer. Don't do that to me.
運命が変わる
Why wouldn't it be?
可能性。
ありえないよ。変わったとしてそれは生き残るものが変わるだけ。僕がいる限りそれが凛
Mihano,
花であることに変わりはないけれど、
I don't appreciate your tone.
僕らが今生きているのは女神の決めたルールがあるからだよ。
I'm going to change our fate so hard. I mean, yeah, I will care if other adult characters die, but like it hurts. It really hurts when there's children involved for some reason. Like if all of these were adults, okay. Obviously, I felt for Keiko. I also felt for the lady that died immediately, right at the start, whose name we don't even know.
はい。ですが、ソーニャは2人にお願いをするであります。
Sonia speaks with enough confidence to refute Miharu's denial. The look in her eyes tells me that she's convinced by her own words too.
ソフィアは最後までわがままだね。
遺言ですから。
そうか。約束はできないけれど、リンカ、君はソフィアの思いを受け止めるのだろう？
Absolutely. I nod firmly to reinforce my response. This is probably the only thing I can do for her now.
では、ソーニャは行くであります。お姉様、ミハル、どうもありがとうございました。
ああ、お気をつけて。
ソーニャ、私は楽しかった。絶対に忘れないから。
ソーニャもとても幸せでした。名残惜しくなってしまうので、もう行くであります。では、さようなら。
She bows deeply before leaving. I watch her sink down into the horizon from the store window.
行ってしまったね。
Wow, and suddenly the music changes. I'm too caught up in my own thoughts to properly register what Miharu says. Nothing can change the fact that Sonya's going to be eliminated tonight. When I think about it, I only have 2 of her cards. I don't even have the option of triggering a simultaneous election like I did with Keiko. Granted, even if I did, it'd be nothing more than a temporary measure to console myself. But seeing her walk off on her own like that is too much.
リンカ、
Before I can catch myself, I'll lose my composure, and the tears pouring down my face approve of
だ
that.
から最初に君がソーニャと仲良くしているのを知ったとき、
Excuse me for showing compassion for other people.
でもリンカは後悔していないと言ったね。
I can't compose myself to respond verbally, so I have to nod in response.
そんなリンカだから僕は愛しているんだよ。
Ma'am, we just sent this child to her death. Again. Can you love what's it called? Confession, wait. She sits down next to me after saying that. The moment our shoulders touch, I turn and cling onto her. She stays by my side the entire time I cry. But just as a friend! After a glass of cold water, I manage to calm myself down. Meanwhile, Miharu gets ready to leave because she has to go to work.
ではまた明日学校で会おう。
Huh? Why would we see each other at school on a Sunday?
ごめんね。さっきは泣いちゃって。ミハルは強いなって思ったよ。
くせ、自覚がないかもしれないけれど、僕からすれば君の方がよっぽど強い。
I deny her claim with a shake of my head as she smiles at
選
me.
定の期間はまだ半分にも満ちていない。リンカの迷いが消えるまで僕は待っているよ。
ありがとう、ミハル。でも私はミハルにもっと自分のことを大切にしてほしいとも思うよ。
その言葉、そっくりそのまま君に返したいよ。そういえばさっきはまた学校でと言ったけれど、次に会うのは夢の中だったね。
Oh, I guess it's Sunday already?
それ笑えないよね。じゃあまたね。
あ
That's sad. She turns and makes her way out. I should be used to being alone here, yet it somehow feels a lot more quiet than before. It wasn't long ago that the 3 of us were talking and laughing together. It's already almost afternoon, but I decide to open the store up. I also decide to give my gran a call later on in the evening. Dun dun, there it is.
ごきげんよう。運命の奴隷の皆様。
Gokigen, fuck you. And thus today's session begins. Parker's graceful voice rings throughout the court. I really can't fathom what's going through her mind. For what purpose does she divulge the intricacies of fate to us? What drove her to begin divine selection in the first place?
浮かない顔をしてらっしゃいますわね。
I refused to even consider her motivation before now because I saw her as some ethereal being completely removed from the logic of humans. But now I find it hard not to remember what Sonia said. Fate can be changed. The idea of being able to alter the very events of this ritual had never even come to mind.
皆様、釣れませんわね。私と楽しくお話をしても損はしませんのに。
May I have a gun?
いいから早くしろ。
Alan Scott response surfaces his attempt to hurry things along. I wonder where he is in the real world. I stopped researching him after meeting
あな
Sonia.
た様はいつもせっかちですわね。何か焦っていらっしゃるのかしら？
余計な話を好かないだけだ。それにお前は中立の立場のはずだろう。僕との会話が他の参加者の有利になるかもしれない。お前自身の行動でこの選定が平等ではなくなるが、女神としてそれはいいのか？
あら、私は中立な立場で平等にこの選定を取り仕切ると申した覚えはありませんけれど。
You stupid bitch.
おい、そりゃねえだろ。
Federico Caminati is the next to chime in. Actually, this might be the first time I've heard him speak. Now that he's got my attention, I realize that he might actually be the tallest one here, and he's pretty stylish to boot. The suit he's wearing looks great on him. I wouldn't blame anyone if they confused him for a
俺
model,
たちの命がかかってんだぜ。平等じゃないんじゃ成り立たないだろ。
says the guy working together with someone else.
ったくこいつは。
あら、3番様、いかがなさいましたか？
Numeral 11 reacts to Federico's outburst, which causes Miharu to shoot me a quick glance. Looks like those two really are working
大
together.
体最初に配られるカードの時点で不公平だろ。俺が初期カードを持ってる2人がこいつに脱落させられちまったんだ。
He points toward Alan as he states his concerns.
なら貴様の初期カードで有効なのは残り1枚というわけだ。
うわっ、
不平不満をこぼすのもいいが、自分から情報を開示するのは愚かなことだ。
He's right.
てめえ、いい度胸じゃねえか。
Sure, you guys can take each other out.
僕に現状不満はない。女神、君が
I'll
速
find
や
a
か
way
に
to
選
survive
定を
Miharu.
進め
You
ば
guys
そ
can
れでい
just
い。
take care of each other.
承知いたしましたわ。あなた
Maybe
様
take
も
out Parker in the
それ
process
でよ
as
ろ
well.
しいかしら？
That would be nice. She turns to face Federico. He refuses to comply, raising his voice in a
ち
panic
ょっと
instead.
待てよ。あんたたちもそれでいいのか？
He directs his question outward to the remaining participants, his arms spread wide. No one responds to him, though. Not even numeral 11, his partner.
これで分かっただろう。不満がないわけではないが、余計なことを話して失態を見せるのは避けたいというのが総意だ。貴様のようにボロを出すのは特に愚かだ。
てめえ、覚えてろよ。
ああ、貴様が脱落するまでは覚えているだろう。
Parker ends up being the one to interrupt the argument with a sigh.
もう口喧嘩は現実世界でお願いしますわ。お会いすることがあればですけれど。
Following that, she makes her way to the center of the court.
それでは今宵も女神の選定を始めますわ。回りなさい、運命の大時計。
Once again, it's time for us to decide whether or not we want to elect someone. Should things proceed as Sonia believes, numeral 11 will elect numeral 10 tonight. I grit my teeth at the inevitable and announce that I won't be electing anyone. Up next is Miharu, who will likely say the same. This is the fourth election, and it's safe to say there's a solid split between how each of us are approaching the situation. Some have opted to go all out with info gathering, while others are choosing to sit back and let the situation unfold. The fact that numerals 11 and 12 are the only ones to elect anyone yet is proof of that.
僕の番だね。 10番。
は？
君を指名させてもらうよ。
ここに来て初めての方からのご指名ですわね。承りましたわ。それでは他の皆様にも伺ってまいりましょう。
I can't hide my surprise. That's not good because it could act as a hint to others, so it's known by this point that we're acquainted. But that isn't enough to stop me from acting out. Meanwhile, Sonia seems unfazed by Miharu's election. Don't tell me, did they plan this from the beginning? The conversation that night wasn't just about Sonia having Miharu's name card, but this as well? As they're mulling it over, the clock hand eventually revolves around to numeral 11.
指名するぜ、私はよ。そこの小娘と同じ10番のこいつをさ。
No! She points to Sonia. It's obvious that she hadn't anticipated this scenario. She doesn't seem bent out of shape though. She looks more like she's enjoying this turn of events, much like a predator would as it bares its fangs towards its prey. Numeral 11 knows that Sonia holds a name card. If Miharu eliminates Sonia, then it's possible that she could end up with that card. Naturally, this is something numeral 11 would want to avoid. The same likely applies to Miharu. That's why they're both aiming to have Sonia's election called off. It wouldn't make sense for them to put one of their own cards out there to protect another.
さあ、女神さん、こういう場合はどうするんだっけ？
指名の優先権を取得するかどうか決めていただきますわ。ご自身のカードを1枚全員に公開すれば優先権を取得できます。この場合、先に決めた側が駆け引きで不利になりますから、同時に決めていただきます。優先権を取得する場合は、ご自身のカードを1枚私へ差し出してください。
Wait, does it have to be one containing our own information or just one we have?
かか、無理で構わねえ。私から意思表示してやるよ。優先権はノーだ。いらね
もう11番様、私がルールを申し上げているのですから守ってくださいな。それで2番様はいかがなさいますか？
Parker turns to face Miharu, speaking in a slow and soft tone. Miharu nods in response, opening her card book. She produces one card from it.
僕は使命のカードを公開しよう。これを持って優先権を取得し、10番君を指名させてもらう。
Sonia remains unfazed by this turn of events. Her expression seems forlorn, but it's been true ever since Divine Selection began. Meanwhile, numeral 11 has stopped smiling. She's giving Miharu a vitriolic glare instead.
え。使命は捨てか。あいつ面白いじゃねえか。
承りました。それではこれより2番様による10番様のご指名を開始いたしますわ。
I am confused and scared. A familiar tremor accompanies her statement. Shortly after, Miharu's and Sonia's platforms ascend to the upper stratum. Miharu and Sonia face one another in the upper stratum of the Court of Fate. Neither look too happy about what will soon take place. Regardless, they make sure to maintain eye contact.
ミハル、ありがとうであります。
いや、お礼を言うのは僕の方だよ。あの夜、君の方から僕に声をかけてきた時は驚いたけれど。
はい。きっとお姉様ではできない判断だったと
So
思う
was
で
her
あり
idea
ます。
so Miharu could gain that card?
僕は凛花のために命を捧げると決めているからね。
The name card
覚悟するのはたやすい
for
よ。
that? Is that it?
改めましてごきげんよう。
Parker appears out of nowhere as usual, offering them both a welcoming smile. Miharu looks more than displeased by her presence.
あなた様方はお知り合いでいらっしゃったのですね。それに他の参加者たちのように敵意を向け合ってもいません。
The only hostility present right now is being directed toward Parker herself. Miharu makes her desire to not engage with Parker clear by changing the subject.
この後、僕はどうすればいいのか
10番様のカードを3枚お選びになってください。
な。
Ooh! Miharu's card emerged from her book and floated in the air in front of her. That's a nice CG. She plucks 3 cards from them.
使命ソフィア・プリジニチエ・アレクセーブナ死因詳細は省いてここに書かれているものをそのまま読むよ。ソフィア、君の願いは聞いたよ。僕は約束できないけれどリンカは君の願いを受け止めた。リンカが叶えたいというのであれば僕も最大限協力をするよ。しかしリンカが最後の一人に残ることが最優先なのは変わらない。
はい、分かっています。
Oh, no worries. Those two, like, Sonia knows Inga's name. That's fine.
それでもソーニャは最後にお姉様と
Also, no one else can hear us up here, apparently. I hope, at least.
幸せでありました。
Yeah, okay.
パサジールのこともどうかよろしくするであります。
ああ
Miharu casts her eyes back down to her cards. A few moments later, she closes her eyes and recites the contents of the third
未
card.
練広く自由に世界を見ること。
All 3 cards begin to move on their own in response. Once they reach the middle of the Court of Fate, they come together and form a triangular shape.
さような。
僕はさよならという言葉が嫌いなんだ。願わくはリンカと僕の幸福を祈ってほしい。
Oh, okay.
はい、
She takes a deep breath before clasping her hands together and offering up a
リ
prayer.
ンカとミハルの未来に
Oh,
幸せ
she's
があり
actually
ますよう
doing
に。
it.
ありがとうソフィア。君のことは忘れない。どうか安らかに。
The light from Miharu's cards grows stronger and brighter until it engulfs the entire area. Area. Miharu makes sure to keep her eyes on Sonia's tear-stained face, no matter how blinding the light grows. Oh no, shot. Oh, I don't want to see her die. Oh, it's the same ceiling. Feelings of regret and emptiness begin to flow into her. She finds herself laying on Sophia's bed in her room. The doctors rushed in as her parents looked on, praying for her safety. The girl reflected upon her life as her breathing grew ever more pained. The ceiling of this room was perhaps the most viewed scenery she'd witnessed through her life. She could only ever experience the outside world through a book or monitor. Freedom remained a foreign concept. Just how much time did she spend imagining the wonders that would come with attaining such a thing? In the end, her life was nothing but dull. Dull to the point where she spent the final moments contemplating her reality and how it compared to the vast world she'd so longed to experience. Oh, come on!
趣味が悪いな。脱落した人間の今はの際を指名者に見せるなんてね。
私が意図したものではありませんわ。これは儀式でございますから。あなた様の指名により選定中一時的に変わっていた運命が元の死の運命へと強制的に引き戻される。
Yeah, well, fuck you.
この場所の力を借り儀式は行われる。その余波があなたに言ってしまうのはあくまで弊害。どうしようもないことでございますわ。
I want to fight God.
待ってくれ。君の女神の意図ではない。これは女神の選定だろう。君の意図しない力が干渉しているというのか。
Rather than receive an answer, Miharu's platform begins its descent. It returns to the lower stratum.
私、無用な詮索をする方は
Oh, are you now?
ございません。
Parker utters her words only after Miharu has gotten far enough away. Numerous Numeral 2 comes back down instead of Odette this time. It's been obvious that her and Numeral 1 know each other ever since this whole thing started. I also figured they aren't at odds with each other, which means it's likely they're working together like me and Odette. Damn, did tonight ever take me by surprise. I was sure she'd back down once Odette said she would. Odette's obviously going to prioritize protecting her own information after eliminating Sophia. Even if the chance of me cooperating with Sophia existed, it was still a lot less dangerous for Odette to get a hold of the information Sophia had than another participant. Odette's point in ignoring what Parker said was to make it clear that there's no need for Numeral 2 to reveal one of her cards, but she went and gave up her name card anyway. Gotta say that Numeral 1 sure is a little round compared to Numeral 2. I assume they're both Asian, but boy does Numeral 2 have the right glamour and proportions. Oh, fuck off! Don't! Can you for once not talk? Oh my god. I figured she'd get eliminated pretty quick, but she went ahead and surprised me. That's a woman after my own heart. The best woman are the gutsy ones, definitely. Not kind of freaks of nature like Odette, of course. Can you just shut up? Shut your mouth.
それではどのカードを取得するかを宣言してく
And
ださ
stop
い
commenting on... She poses the all-important question to Numeral 2. Not up, she's gunning for Odette's card.
僕は1番死因のカー
What
ドを
kind of
もらおう
name radio star? That's number 3. Hello! Federico's like that, yeah. I'll take number 1's cause of death. Damn, she betrays my expectations yet again.
どういうこと？ソーニャが
Doesn't look like anyone's more surprised by this turn of events than Numeral 1 herself. Can't blame her. Out of all the cards Numeral 2 could have picked, she went with one belonging to the person she's working together with.
君はまだ理解が足りないようだね。これは選定なんだ。これ以上喋らないでくれ。
Hello! Like that working this game. Me too! Me too. Numeral 2 slaps her with a frigid verbal warning. Numeral 1 is obviously taken aback, but it does cause her to keep quiet.
それでは2番様指名の優先権を取得した代償としてあなた自身のカードを私にお渡しくださいませ
Interesting though. Why would she take Rinka's cause of death? Unlike our regret, we know our cause of death. We could have just told her.
ああ、これでいいのかい？
Parker approaches her and is handed a card. My card book begins to shine immediately after. Number 2 name, Hibinata Mihanu. Huh? What kind of... Miharu is pretty easy for me to pronounce. Guess this explains the procedure for revealing your card to the others. Feels more fitting to say that everyone simply obtains it. The others check their card books as well.
どうして？
今はもう君と話すことは何もない。
Numeral 1 was surprised of obtaining a card too. That means Miharu never revealed her real name. Safe to say what's going on here at this point if you ask me. The relationship's done for.
それでは今宵の脱落者は1名これをもって選定を終了とい
That
たし
she
ま
ends
しょう
every night with resulted in one elimination makes me think that one night there's going to be several eliminations taking place. Did she make it harder for Ringo with that? She's prepared to die for it and thus would give the others the opportunity to get that card. Yeah, I mean on one hand, if she had taken Odette's card, then I guess Odette would have tried to definitely get information on her even more so than they already want. But why Rinka's card? Why would she take our cause of death and give away her real name that we didn't even know? Last night is gonna be half the plot. Some big hair, that is, yeah. Parker brings an end to tonight's election, ignoring Numeral 1's shock over the turn of events. This whole situation's gotten pretty messy now. I was starting to panic a bit myself, considering Odette and Numeral 12 were outdoing me, but I guess we're at the point where anything can happen. And hey, watching Odette get taken for a ride felt amazing. Was even planning on approaching Miharu had she opted to go with Odette's info, but seems like I'm best off sticking with Odette for now. When all is said and done, I have to put some serious effort into containing this newfound ambition of mine. Achievement unlocked, 4th week. It's time to meet up with Odette at the hotel, and I still haven't gotten over my excitement about what happened last night in the dream world.
なあ、あいつ見たか。
I did that.
1番、
Thank
2番ガキ。仲間割れしてたぜ。
He's not living posh. He's a mafioso.
Also, thank you for the posture check.
ああいうのはなんか。
They're in a hotel.
するもんがあるよな。
Odette makes it obvious how little she cares about listening to me as I ramble on and on.
朝からうるせえやつだな。んなことより朝飯だ。ここのホテルのバイキングにはもう飽きちまったが、味は悪くねえからな。
たく。今後あいつらを脱落させに行くときに役に立ってくるかもしれないだ
I
ろ。
mean, you have one of their names. After saying that, I finally noticed that Odette's in a rotten mood. The excitement I got from that little query made me forget all about what actually happened during last night's election.
私を出し抜いたんだ。見張るってのは侮れね
She might look annoyed, but here's the thing. Her voice makes her sound a little thrilled by it.
え。面白くなってきたぜ。
I wouldn't want Odette on my tail, to be honest. Did you just cause someone to die for real? Or that damn, I could go for breakfast. I mean, she can go for food anytime. I don't think I'll ever understand this monster's logic, nor after this outburst and what she did to that Russian bread. I can say one thing for sure though, she ain't the only one who thinks things have finally gotten interesting. I need to look in this game, never heard of this one. It's on Steam. I also just earlier learned that it was apparently a Kickstarter. It is, well, it is voiced. The soundtrack so far is really good and the story is fun. Oh, well, not fun. Well, fun to read, but it's not a funny story. Ugh. For the first time in a few days, I'm all alone when I wake up. My eyes feel dry. That leads me to believe I was crying in my sleep.
本当に弱いな。私は。
Well, I can't deny that I enjoyed the time I spent together with Sonia. Being with her helped to take my mind off the pressure of divine selection. I do my best to hold back any more tears as I make my way over to my desk. I pick up my card book and peer at the card I obtained last night. Fatal 12 Funny Moments compilation, no tears. It's the card that Miharu revealed to every participant in order to earn the right to eliminate Sonia. I'm sorry, I have a hiccup. I like a dark oblique V and sometimes I do too. Himinata Miharu. That is what's written on Miharu's name card. The surname doesn't ring any bells, but considering her family situation, I can guess what happened. What's more, Miharu obtained my cause of death card last night. Information that even I don't know the full details of. Her actions last night left me visibly shaken, which led her to take on a cold attitude toward me. I can't help but remember what she said. I have nothing more to say to you at the moment.
そういうことだよね。
I should know if the narrator will show up. It's always going over my head. Oh, the only two narrators we have had so far are either Rinka or Federico. And now it's back to Rinka. After making a comment, I get ready for school. I leave the TV on as I do I leave the TV on as I do so, which is how I come to learn some interesting news. Apparently, a suspicious-looking bag was left on one of the Yamanote line trains near Shibuya Station. The police initially suspected it to be an attempted terrorist attack, but after inspections, the bag turned out to be empty. Part of me wonders if one of the Divine Selection participants might have been involved, but based on the reports, I can't think of any links to them. Ha ha ha. Suspicious bags at the train stations. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Why are they going through the whole routine of that? Well, no. The deaths have been reversed so far. There was a brief moment where you had Alan's limited third-person perspective instead. Wouldn't call him a narrator. Yeah, when he eliminated Keiko, but that was like, what, 5 lines? Wouldn't really call it a narration. As I listen to the report, I suddenly get a pounding headache. I start to feel stressed out and exhausted, both physically and mentally. I must have imagined a grisly scene of a terrorist attack unconsciously while watching the news. No, you literally died in there. That happened. Thanks to all the excitement, it seems like the trains are running late. I make sure to head out earlier than usual. Well, maybe not on this exact date, but earlier. God, imagine seeing the cause of your death on TV.
先輩
But she doesn't even remember her death. That's like not fully. That's the problem. I bump into Naomi on my way to school. I never see her in the morning because she always comes earlier than me, but I guess the trains delayed her enough today. She notices me first, so she spins her body around to face me. And she immediately goes long. Except the spin is so sudden it causes her to lose balance.
ちょっと
I quickly grab her hand and support her so she doesn't fall. It's been a while since I last saw one of Naomi's stripping scenes. Then again, it's been a while since I last saw Naomi, period.
すみません
もう大丈夫
She struggles to hide her embarrassment as she props herself back upright.
どう文化祭の準備は進んでる
そこそこって感じですまだ内装の飾り付けとかをどうするか全然決まってなくてあでもコーヒーはバッチリですよ最優先でみんなに教えています
That's nice.
よかった元気そうで文化祭はもう来週だからあっという間だね
Wee. I'm not even sure how things are going with my own class right now. I might end up helping them out with something a day off, but for now I have no idea whether or not things are progressing well.
先輩はその
Just as Naomi is about to say something, a voice calls out to me from behind
お
her.
はようリンカと羊さん
She doesn't even call her by her first name. Miharu has just arrived, it seems. As always, her hair flutters elegantly in the wind. She speaks to me like normal, almost as if what happened in a dream world last night never took place. I do my best to follow along, considering Naomi's presence.
三島先輩
Those two have some kind of weird gripe going on,
チャイムになりそう
and I
です
want to know if it's literally just because Naomi gets along with us and Miharu is just simply jealous, or like if they, I don't know, had a real fight at some point. She skitters off toward the building before I can finish my sentence.
僕はやはり避けられているみたいだね
Like Naomi straight up runs when she sees Miharu. I struggle to find an appropriate response. However, she removes the burden from me by making the response herself.
まあ仕方ない
Shrugs ominously.
もとも
Stop
と原
it!
因を作ったのは僕の方だってことは分かっているよ
Oh.
ナオミと何かあったの
くせ大丈夫
Nothing major. I just told her I would kill her if she got too close to
僕
you.
たちも教室へ行こう遅刻ギリギリだ
At this point, I wouldn't even be surprised. Like, Miharu, I am scared of you. A little.
ちょっと待ってあのさ昨日のことだけど
うまく話題をそらしたつもりだったんだけどね放課後バイトが終わったら僕から LINE を送ってよそれでいいかい
話をそらすっていうの嘘ミハル
Her smile upon hearing my question is enough of an answer for me. She's fully aware that I want to talk about last night's events. The flood of students pouring into school eventually forces us to ride the wave with them.
さあさあリータンお昼ご飯の時間だよ
If something happens to Ma at some point, I'm also going to scream simply because I like her design very much and I want to keep her safe from everything that's happening here. And so far, she has not been involved, aside from being the one character who does know a bit more about Miharu than she likes to tell us. Or like that, yeah, the crush situation, I guess. But aside from that, she seems to be good and well and healthy, and nothing happened to her, at least. Ma heads over to my desk as soon as the bell of lunch
今
break
朝は
rings.
朝ごはんを食べてなかったからお腹が空いてもう
Did you at least sleep?
朝ごはん食べてないのはいつもでしょじゃあミハルにも声を
にゃミハルンは今日奨学金の説明かなんかで先生のところに行かなくちゃいけないんだってでさっき先生がミハルンのこと呼んでたの聞いてなかったか
あそういえば先生に呼ばれてたような
リータンは相変わらず 変なところで抜けてるな。
Hehe.
なので今日は2人だよ。
She grabs my hand and drags me along to the cafeteria.
リータン、今日はパンじゃないんだね。
And then we go up. Because we always do that.
ああ、なんとなくマオもだね。
うちはリータンがご飯系にしたから合わせたのだよ。
Mao has opted for Kada again this time around while I've gone with curry. We don't normally go for this kind of stuff since we need to carry it all the way to the rooftop, but I wanted something with a strong flavor today, so I picked this without too much
リ
thought.
ータンは辛いの苦手だと思ってたけど、カレーなんだね。
いや、辛いのも甘いのも好きだよ。極端に辛かったり、やたら甘かったりするのが好きじゃないだけ。
うんうん、知ってたよ。
I'm not good with spicy stuff, sadly. Mao nods her head multiple times in an attempt to seem all-knowing. I dismiss it with a smile. As I smile, I remove the packaging on my curry. If I don't do it now, odds are I might actually forget to eat while talking with Mao.
にはははは。疲れてるんだね、リータンも。
どうしたの？急に。
いや、だってスプーン忘れてるからさ。
You can pick up chopsticks and spoons at your leisure in the cafeteria, but it completely slipped my mind that I'd need one. All I have is a small hand
で
towel.
は、そのおしぼりとこれを交換してあげよ
She produces a plastic spoon from within the plastic bag she has with her. She hands it over to me in exchange for my towel.
う。さて、魔王様と呼びなさい。
I like spicy stuff because it wakes me up.
どうも
Oh.
ありがとう、マオ様。
こうも平然と言われると面白みがないというか。
Looks like she was banking on me being not too pleased about having to bow down to her like that. I figured I was going to be her ultimate demand, hence why I said it right up
本
front.
場のインドカレーみたいに手で食べることになっちゃうとこだったね。
Just hearing the word Indian causes Ellen to pop up in my mind for a brief moment. Fortunately, her joke is a bit on the extreme side, so my involuntary reaction works for her too. I end up spending all of the lunch break chatting away with Mao. Just as we are about to finish eating, she brings up a topic I don't
そ
expect.
ういやさ、リータンは気づいてないかもしれないけど、ここ最近ナオリンはずっとリータンのこと気にしてるよ。
I ask her what she means, but she waves off my question and continues.
あれは完全に恋する乙女の人
バカ。そういう言い方は。
No, Rinka,
顔に
you're just
失礼
being
でしょ。
oblivious.
いやーまあいいんだけどさ、最近ナオリンほったらかしにされて寂しそうだよ。
ほったらかしって。ナオミも文化祭の準備で忙しいって言ってたからさ。
ミハルンに比べれ
Keep it
ば
alone. Bad
ナ
for
オリン
Rinka.
我慢しちゃう子だからね。ともかくさ、リータン自身が最近ずっと疲れちゃってるからさ、ちょっとは休んだ
Ah,
方
sorry,
がいい
I'm
よ。
part of a deaf game. I can't really rest.
リータンが元気ないと基本的にうちらみんな元気なくなるしね。リータンが今どれくらい元気がないかっていうと、スプーンを忘れるだけじゃなくてカレーを食べながら口の周りを汚しちゃうくらい。
She opens the pack containing the towel I traded for a spoon and hands it to
これ
me.
おしぼりあげるから魔王様と呼びなさい。
Imagining trying to sleep, but God's a deaf game.
マオ様。
またか。
And yep, yes, I do have curry plastered all over the left side of my mouth. Mao's probably right. Everything that's happened recently has left me mentally exhausted. Even so, I doubt I'll be able to get any proper rest in the near future. After all,
とは言ってもリータンには魔王様のどんなアドバイスも無駄なのは分かっておるよ。
あんたね。
I don't even watch JoJo. Mao jumps her trash into the plastic bag before standing
だか
up.
らせめてリータンの好きなようにすればいいさ。
Thank you.
ありがとう。
I'm genuinely grateful to hear that from her. There's no way she could know about divine selection. Not even Miharu would divulge that sort of thing to her. And that's okay. That's how it should be. That's exactly why her words are such a relief to hear.
じゃこれ捨てといてね。
You
う
in
ちはミ
taking
ハルの
some
とこ
daytime nap.
遊びに行
She's
って
not
く
gonna
る。
make I don't think she will. She hands me the plastic bag and takes her leave. Once she's gone, I finish up my own lunch before following her lead. After classes end for the day, I head out of school with the intention of going home. However, once I reach the gate, I notice Naomi leaning against the wall with her eyes cast down. She doesn't seem to have noticed me, so I call out to her.
先輩、実は先輩を待ってたんです。
私を？あれ、文化祭の準備はいいの？
はい。今朝飾り付けがまだって話をしてたと思うんですけど、小物とか全然決まっていなくって、カップとソーサーをたくさん揃えると予算オーバーなので紙コップなんですけど。
We need a deaf game and dying because of exhaustion.
マドラーとかお砂糖入れとかは可愛いのがいいって。それで、もしお時間あれば買い物に付き合ってくれませんか？
Of course I will. Budget probably isn't the only issue. I doubt they have enough people to wash mugs one by one. It's probably best that they stick to disposable plastic ones anyway, what with all the hygienic issues to consider at such events. I happen to know a place that has exactly what she needs, so I don't see any harm in taking her there. I won't see Miharu until later tonight anyway, so it'll be fine as long as I keep track of the time.
大丈夫だよ。
Falling asleep in the
で
dream
もそ
deaf
れぐらい
game?
ならメッセージで教えてくれればよかったのに。
事前に言ったら先輩に予定を空けさせちゃうんじゃないかなって思ったので。
Oh, it reminds me, in another magical girl thingy I read, one girl had the power to like visit other people's dreams, but she had to be asleep herself to do that. She was really nice. I like her design a lot. She trails off, drawing her eyes away from me. It's my fault that she's acting this way around me, so I can't exactly brush her off. And I say it reminds me of that because that was also a deaf game. Like the SpongeBob episode. Huh? It's my
もう気にしなくていいのに。じゃあ行こうか。とりあえず渋谷に知ってるお店があるから。はい。
Oh.
ありがとうございます。
With that, we make our way to the station. After we finish our shopping trip in Shibuya, we hop on a train to head home. At Shinjuku, we have a little downtime while we wait for a transfer to arrive.
ありがとうございます。さすが先輩ですね。
I'm gonna try and finish this in-game day,
買いました。
and then that will be the end for tonight's stream.
ならよかった。
Naomi struggled to make a decision in the store, so she ended up picking 3 different items for each category. Her plans to show them to the rest of the class and then decide on which to use.
でもナオミは偉いね。リーダーって感じ。
いえ、ただ私以外に
But
知ってる
even
人
so,
がい
you
ないから。
Yeah, you're doing a good job at it.
私がリーダーみたいになっているだけです。
No one ever volunteers to do these things.
そういうところが偉いねってことだよ。
She must have felt her face burn a bright red as she diverts her gaze from me immediately. From what I've heard, it sounds like she's getting along with her classmates as well. I wouldn't be surprised if her taking charge of the culture festival played a part in that. Considering how scared of me she was when we first met, she's definitely come a long way. I guess that makes her the exact opposite of me. Just as we're about to get on a train, she stabs me with a sharp glare, and then she leans in and whispers.
あの人。
SpongeBob is his friend's dream shenanigans into. Oh, okay. I haven't seen that many SpongeBob episodes, to be fair. It's a deaf game, we're doing absolutely. I will not go on a train with you again. She motions towards someone in the distance with enough subtlety to prevent bringing us any undue attention.
銀の髪の。
銀。
My shoulders stiffen the moment I spot her. Her train hasn't arrived yet,
ナ
so
オミ、先帰ってて。
待ってください。先輩がそんなに焦るってことは。あの子、選定の参加者なんですよ。
I think both of you should just go very, very far away
出
from
ました。
that child. Numerals 4 and 10 to be precise. Sonia's been eliminated, which leaves only numeral 4. I happen to have a cause of death card, but other than that, I don't know a single thing about her. I chalk up her appearance here as coincidence, but that'll probably be a mistake. Not only have Sonia and Alan turned up at Shinjuku, but now she has too. There's gotta be a reason. The foggy spots in my mind, memories regarding my cause of death, and what Parker explained at our initial meeting are likely linked to the same reason. I shouldn't waste my time trying to figure that out right now, though.
はい。 聞いてますか？
Smash was basically was including JoJo to me. Who's the sassy last chance version 2? That's a take, not sure if it's a hot take, but that's a take. I have seen neither JoJo nor SpongeBob.
ごめん。ちょっとあの子のこと
Like obviously a few episodes of SpongeBob, but like
あれそういえばどうしてナオミがあの女の子を知ってるの？
どこかで見たことがあるような気がして。でも
it's so funny to me. Naomi keeps calling the child he, and Rinka keeps calling the child
先輩から
her.
聞いていた情報からなんとなく想像していたんですかね。
Yeah, hardcore SpongeBob. God. I am not. I didn't like it as a child. I'm sorry to say. But like when I would watch TV and the only thing I was on was SpongeBob, I'd rather like change the channel because it wasn't fun for me. And my mom didn't like it when I watched it.
男の子
Okay, SpongeBob. No!
華奢だし顔も女の子っぽいけど。あれこの会話
Yeah, before you died.
どこかでしたような。
私が言いたかったのはそうじゃなくて。
Tiny knew about to watch talk shows because Yellow Square bad.
向こうはまだこちらに気づいていないみたいです。
This game,
だったら
this
後
game,
をつけた方がいいと思います。
very good. They're like, gender doesn't matter, but at least we will now use them pronouns and not just go, we'll just use one of them. You should not tell them no, never. The tone of her voice matches the serious expression on her
少しでも
face.
情報を持っておいた方がいいかな。
Don't. Please.
ごめんなさ
Please.
い。
I don't think she is going to run around with bombs all the time, but like,
ありがとう。私
a
もそ
lot
の
of
つも
good
りだっ
stuff
たから。
happens. A lot of good stuff we will leave for next
でも一人で
stream.
だからさっき先帰っててって言ったんだ。ごめんね。言葉足らずで。
Tailing someone on your own is even worse than tailing someone when you're two. Her gaze falls to the floor, and after a moment of consideration, she nods.
危険があるのは分かっていますから。でももし写真を撮ったりし
You
て
can choose to read it however you want.
家での調べ物とかがあれば
I don't trust anything you
先
say
輩の協力を
in
し
regards to this game.
させてください。
That's what I'll do.
気持ちだけでもすごく嬉しいよ。ありがとう。
Don't blame me for that though.
はい気をつけてください。
I respond with a firm nod before we part ways.
ナオミ。
I punches to her under my breath after we split up. Next, I pick up my pace to keep the girl in sight. Ha! Then that means this day is going to go on for way longer, probably.
Push chicken hydrate time. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna do the hydrate time first. Sip. And
Pop my bones! Ah, Jesus Christ. After 30 minutes of tailing her, we finally reach what seems to be her destination. Upon leaving Shinjuku Station, she takes a Chuo line all the way to a residential district. Judging by her familiarity with the area, she must live around here. She certainly doesn't look Japanese, but there aren't any hotels around here. That means she probably isn't here on holiday with her family, unlike Sonia. That leaves only one alternative. It's hardly surprising, though. Lots of foreigners live in this area. Wow,
あ
Rinka.
の家だ。
She stops in front of and then makes her way into one of the houses. Point of view, MC's a detective. Seems like a pretty old place, older than the houses around it anyway. Another thing that makes it stick out is how run down it is. A decent earthquake could probably shake it down with ease. I'm hardly a pro when it comes to dating people, but I think it's safe to say that I wasn't noticed. There's no need for me to escalate things yet, so I check out the nameplate at the entrance after making sure she's gone inside. It's a bit faded, but not enough to make it illegal. Ushizuka. Safe to say that's the surname of this house's owner. Does the same apply to her though? My instinct says no. In fact, it's entirely possible that she's squatting at an empty home for some temporary lodging. Ducking behind the wall of the house next door, I try to eavesdrop on any conversations going on. Lucky for me, I'm able to hear something. Nothing specific, but the walls are thin enough to leak out the voices from inside. Sounds like there are at least 2 people inside. One is likely the girl, but the other one sounds like an old... Is it the old man? I guess that the letter owns this place, which means the girl is probably staying with his permission. I wonder, does my card book work with conversations involving someone who isn't a participant? Considering I was able to hold a conversation with that one tourist before I even knew anything about divine selection, it's probably safe to assume it that... No, because that tourist was also part of divine selection. She was literally the first one that died, Rinka. Point of view, UMC's a dumbass. It's my best option for now, especially when I can't make out exactly what they're saying. Just as I'm about to walk away, a passerby starts talking to me. She's in her early 40s and is carrying a bag from the supermarket. I assume she was out buying things for dinner. I'm taking her back at first, but she might know something about the girl if she lives in the area.
この家って昔から外国人の子供が住んでいたんですか？あら、あなたも気になる？
We found her local housewife. Her face twists into a sly grin in addition to her response. I know her type. That's the exact same expression made by the kids at school when they gossip about others.
牛塚さん、家族と縁を切ったのか。ある時期からずっと一人暮らしだったのよ。
へえ。
あんまり家から出ないもんだから、近所では餓死したんじゃないかって噂も頻繁に立ってたの。数日経ってフラフラしているところを見かけて、
Local housewife starts gossiping to a high school
なんて
student.
ことよくあったのよ。高齢者の孤独死って最近増えてるらしいし、大変よね。でも一月前くらいかしら、急にあの女の子の姿を見るようになって、近所では何か複雑な事情があったんじゃないかって噂になってるのよ。
For what you're implying.
昔は夜の店での遊びが激しくって隠し子がいたとか。あら、こんな話はあなたに聞かせる話じゃないわね。
Well, you already did tell me. That's funny. The look on her face practically screams that she wants to keep going.
じゃあ、あの子のことは皆さん知らないんですね。ええ。牛塚さんが海外で悪いことをしてたんじゃないかって勘ぐる人もいて。
You think it's really the old man that is also part of the entire thing?
通報して恨まれたりしたら嫌だものね。
Of course not.
それにあの子、病気を持ってるんじゃないかって噂もあるくらいだから、みんな近寄りたがらないのよ。あなたも気をつけなさいね。最近あの人が気になってる人が多いみたいだけど。すみません。ありがとうございました。
Just listening to her gab on and on has pissed me off. I won't judge anyone for hazarding a guess about something, but using it as an excuse to spread unsavory rumors about him if he is wrong. Plenty of older people live by themselves, so why would they make comments at his expense about it? Having given her my thanks, I use it as an excuse of my own to cut the conversation off there. My hunch seems to have been on the mark at least. I might be able to find something out about that girl if I talk to him. I should head home for now though. I still got the store to attend to. Okay, Rinka. Oh my god! I was about to say, if you reach home, then I'm going to stop, but I guess you haven't reached home yet. Hold on. I make sure to message Naomi on the train home. I assume she's worried about me, all things considered. No point giving an in-depth report, so I just text a quick summary. It doesn't take long for her to reply, telling me to get in touch if I need help. She said something similar when we split up too. Wow. You're having... You're calling while you're on the train, Rinka. That's not very nice. You said the one you're telling was squatting in a random... I'm curious about her thoughts on the matter, but I would just invite the same gossip as the lady. I need to handle this on my own. It's down to me to get as much info as I can. Sing game then is the entire rest of the game. No! Instead, I simply reply with an it's all good, to which she responds with an emoji. I need to handle this on my own. It's down to me to get as much info as I can. Aha, there it is. No. No. You prep the store when you get back. That is good. That is very nice of you to do. Great. Because I'm going to use that chance to end today. because we're going to get stuck in a very long loop otherwise again, and to be perfectly honest, I can definitely not do that tonight. Very sorry about that. But yeah, that is it for Fatal 12 tonight. It's nice. It is very nice. Oh, what's happening? I will have to look into whatever is wrong with my normal capture device. I don't know. Maybe today or tomorrow. In any case, before next stream, because this is bothering me. But yeah, Friday will be Oddinsfjell Thursday, which I'm very much looking forward to. For one, because I really like Vanillaware games. I'm not looking forward to it because Vanillaware games are really hard. So we'll see how that goes. But that's going to be it. Is anyone live right now? Lottie is playing 7 Scarlet, but also she's really far into the game, so I don't think anyone would be able to give. Does Oddinsfjell have any game in it? No, I don't think so. Oddinsfjell is a game I was thinking of playing as well. Looking forward to stream. Ooh, nice. I tried playing it a few years ago, but I never got very far, to be honest. I do own most of Vanillaware games, like the ones that were translated into English at least, but they are hard. It's a shame. I like the gay relationship with 13 Sentinels. True. I think 13 Sentinels was really well written. But yeah, I think that was the first game where they actually wrote something like that in. Oh, Mango is playing Undertale. Oh, let's go raid Mango then. Who doesn't like a good old Undertale in the year of 2021? Right? Who wants to go for some Undertale? I would like to go for some Undertale. But first, we're gonna do the clicky. The clicky. It's a timeless game, that it is. We're gonna do the funny clicky. Clicky one. There's still people who haven't experienced it, still you. That is very much true, and I wish for everyone to get to experience it's still you. To be really, really honest, I never played through Undertale because I died before I even reached Papyrus. And then I never tried again. So that's that. No, I tried like not killing anyone. So me and Undertale did not mix well in terms of me actually playing the game. I love the game itself, but I'm not good at it. But yeah, that's going to be it for tonight. It's yeah, well, we're almost at 3 hours. I think this is a good place to stop. Play 2 to train for Undertale. Why would you say that? One day I will make a challenge stream. This challenge stream will consist of, okay, finish 1 Hades run and play through Toho games of viewer's choice on Lunatic. And I'm not allowed to end the stream before I make it, so mark my words, I will do that and then I will cry. but I will do it. Yes, Duolingo. I know. Alrighty. Thank you so much for coming tonight. I hope my voice will be a little better on Friday. For now, here's the right message. Thank you so much for coming. See you next time, and bye bye. I should have said bye bye after I clicked the right, but like, yeah. Thank you for coming. Good night.